what you. Tell me that you love me, baby girl, what you. Tell me that you love me, baby girl, what you own. Tell me that you love me, baby.
Welcome back. Well, we had a little technical issue yesterday, but you know we're getting it all figured out. But today this is episode 9.
Episode 9.
So of course I got my co-host Mr. Reddit, Mr. Gunn, and Mr. Quincy Bell here.
Yes, sir.
I got a nice little. I'm gonna give you your flowers today.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. So let me introduce you to a guy who wears many hats and somehow can rock every single one of them. He's a proud owner of the best bar in town. He's a devoted father of 3, amazing husband, a loyal friend, and a boss everyone loves. He was an MVP of he was an MVP of 8.5 Men and one of the biggest cheesehead fans you ever meet. But don't forget, he's also yelling "Go Daggers" louder than anyone in the room. We all know him, we all love him, and most importantly, we all respect him. And that person is no other than Cody Worden. Everybody,
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
it, man. Love that, dude.
hell yeah!
You read me Thomas's, and then Kayla said you had a mean one for her, dude. You're getting good at cooking them up, brother.
Yeah, so it was a nice little.
I like it, dude.
Yeah,
and
we
that's
got
a good little bit to just get the thing kicked off. You know what I mean? Hell yeah.
Give your flowers, definitely, definitely
appreciate
deserved
it,
and everything
man.
like that, man. Of course, like thank you for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for doing it here, dude. This, dope little setup.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get to promote my business a little bit, Pearls in the background. So
Oh,
you
for
guys
sure.
are helping us out.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Appreciate it.
even like we just came up with the idea of this, like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm telling you, wait until I'm gonna do his I'm gonna do a hype video for you guys.
Okay.
It's gonna be raw because there's a clip, episode 1, that him and I talk about, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be the start of it, but you'll
Oh,
see.
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's gonna be raw.
And this is so you guys have done not 8 episodes. This will be 9.
Yep.
And that okay. I did watch the one with Chad
Yeah,
recently, just to kind of see what I was getting into. So I seen it. I was like, yeah, I can definitely do that. Kick it, just
Yeah.
talk. It's easy.
let's say
man.
yeah. Chad wanted to come on. Obviously, Chad's episode was a little bit more left than what we were going with.
Right,
Like
right.
obviously, because he just wants voice his opinion. That's
For
the thing
sure.
we want to do is have people come on the show and just
Mhm.
everyone deserves a platform.
Well, and I think that's a great way to do it is to just talk.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
get out there and talk, bro. And like I watched that one, and a lot of people jump on social media and stuff, and they want to get their opinions out that way. And I'm like, bro, if you guys got to because you see everybody fighting and stuff, what no matter what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, the guys over a keyboard, there's no context on how people are saying stuff, and I think everything gets taken like almost insulting, so people
Literally.
get really fired up. And it's like, man, if you guys were to talk in person, probably wouldn't have that animosity towards each other, because everybody like get on a keyboard and start typing out your opinion, and it doesn't align with the other person's, and it's just instant
Yeah.
anger.
Yeah,
It's
instant
like,
back
if we
and
just
forth.
talked about it, it's like you can still have that opinion, but it's not going to come across, or that other person's probably not going to perceive it and be angry about it. It's
Yeah.
like people need to get off social media a bit more and go talk in person, and I think that would resolve a lot of things. To be
Oh
honest,
yeah, a lot of beef would be resolved nowadays.
you know what I mean? Like, just talk to people, and I think people are a lot more alike than they realize. You
Yeah.
see, like I said, you see that opposite view on Facebook, and you're like, oh, I don't even want to deal with that person. But it's like, dude, if you sat down and talked about something that you're not disagreeing on, you guys probably have so much in common. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Probably little things too, honestly.
Yeah.
A
you
little
know
thing
what
could
I mean?
turn into a long thing for like a long-term friendship.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, get out there and talk to people, bro. So that's why I watched that one, and I was like, that's great that they're doing that. Just
Yeah.
get out and talk, bro.
Yeah, because me and Chad, like obviously, like that man should have been my damn dad. Honestly, like we're 2 peas in the pot when we're together.
Mhm.
And every time I've introduced him to somebody, and as soon as Angelica met him, she was like, "This has to be your dad."
Right.
Like you two act just alike.
Right.
Like you guys talk alike. You guys act alike. It's like it's weird.
Yeah.
And it's like you have no blood relation to this guy, but
Right.
it's just like you just tell you have that love with each
That
other.
instant bond type.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so like and just to see his, and like him and I had a beer together, and he was just like, dude, like I've seen what you guys are doing. I love what it is. It looks super dope. He was like, is there any way I can come on the show? And you're actually on my list.
Yeah.
And he was like, no shit.
Like, I was gonna ask you first.
Yeah,
man.
I was like,
Come on, bro.
yeah, I was gonna ask
Jumping
you
on my-
first.
Yeah.
And so like, man, he just came on, and I've loved the fact that he came and opened up a lot. Opened up a lot.
And
of
that's good for him too. Like, I think that's good for a lot of people, man. Just talk about it, and not necessarily disagree and stuff, but just to air your own stuff out and let your voice be heard. I think that'll help a lot of people. You know what I mean? I don't deal with a lot of that stuff personally, but I mean, it can't hurt talking, and especially the people that you care about, opening
sure.
it up and then let you know how he's feeling, and then you can help him with that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it makes a big difference.
And that's what it was just nice for him to come on, because like him and I we have personal like conversations, everything
Yeah.
like that. I've talked about some personal things. he's talking about some personal things.
Mm-hmm.
So for him to come on the show and potentially help someone out in the world, that's
Exactly.
the part where I was like, bro, because like I was telling him too, I was like, man, it's like one thing about this too, it's like someone in the world might want to know, like, you know,
Right.
for somehow like you just inspired that person.
Exactly.
So you just don't even know it yet.
Yep.
That was the first time me meeting him ever.
Yeah.
And
Dude, I never knew that.
yeah, that's the first time I ever met him, and like I felt like I knew him.
Yeah.
Like it was honest,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, and I liked how you reached out, you know, after he was talking for a while. You're like, bro, you ever need anybody? And you're like, you know, I know I don't know you personally, but like anytime, just call me, you know. So it's
Yeah.
like instant friendship formed right there. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, like, you know, just like little things. Any little conversation can turn into a long-term friendship. You don't even know it.
Yep.
And
Shoot,
so,
I still have friends that like gaming, you know, like I
Yeah.
still talk to this day that live in Texas, Georgia.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
and
for
I
sure.
still text them every day.
I'm
Oh,
big
yeah.
on I play Madden a lot, Madden League, and I got some boys down in Texas, Michigan, and we're in group chats and stuff, and we
Yeah.
still play Madden and whatnot. But like, I'm talking to them dudes on a regular basis. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's cool to have those kind of relationships
yeah,
too.
literally, my buddy Shelton, he lives up in Edmonton, Canada.
Okay.
I've been playing with Shelton since Black Ops 2.
Nasty.
We
Yeah, we've
haven't,
been-
dude. We haven't,
When
lost a
did that
step.
drop? How long has that been?
dude. I was ChatGPT.
We were jits.
Jamie pulled up.
Yeah,
Remember?
I was-
waiting for that one.
So I remember that's how I met Drake. Was from
okay.
Call of Duty. Because
Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
mean, it
2012.
You
wasn't-
guys are like super serious about it though. Like you guys game hard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm like, I'll play some Call of Duty, but you guys wouldn't let me on your
But, dude-
team, I'm sure.
you like
Should we tell him now?
yeah. So like you like Warzone, right?
Oh yeah.
So we want to do like, okay, so this is like kind of our big thing that we're about to announce. It's gonna be a big announcement. Basically we want to give a PS5 away, a couple $100 in Black Ops 7 and do a Warzone tournament, like a
Okay.
singles. And like anybody can sign up, like as long as they follow, subscribe, and it's
Yeah.
first place
And
takes
then
it all.
first place takes.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. I'm not winning that thing, but I'll help
But we want
promote
to
it.
do a live show with you.
Okay.
So
that's
like,
the thing.
Like
we
wait,
wanted to do it
like
like
me
here.
playing?
No,
just-
I was
what
like,
the- so,
oh
like-
man, that's
like,
not
say
even
just like
stream
this.
worthy. You guys
Like,
views
we'll have
would
like
go
a
down.
I'll bring
screen.
I'll bring my PC and everything like that.
Okay. Yeah,
and
that'd
then
be
we'll
dope.
hook up
Yeah,
to
we
your
could do it
internet.
here. Like we could
Yeah.
like stream it here,
Mhm.
and then we'll have like on the big TVs.
Yeah, I've done Madden tournaments down here a long
Yeah.
time. It's been some time, but we brought extra TVs down, but then
Yeah.
we played on those and stuff.
Yeah, I
Had
got a
like
P-
6-7
Yeah.
Xboxes going. It's pretty
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
that's kind of so we want to like basically it's gonna be an online tournament, you know,
Yeah.
everybody can join. So we'll just hook up to your internet, whatever, hook
Okay.
it up, and then we'll have the main screen like where we can just have a controller and flip through the players that are playing, and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it the whole
That'd
time.
be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Live, yeah, dude.
Yeah, because I
looking
already
in
have the
on that.
PS5 they give away,
Okay.
and so we're just like, well, him and I were talking. I was
You
like,
just-
bro, because we were gonna do like a merch giveaway, but I was like, you know what, bro, fuck it. Sorry, mom. But anyway, but I was like, dude, I was like,
A PS5
yeah,
giveaway
let's give
would
a
be
PS5 away.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah,
it'd help
Definitely.
like, you know, promote the channel for one,
Mhm.
but
And
it
you're
would also
blessing somebody at
Yeah.
the end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and I'm hoping it's someone that, you know,
needs it.
needs it.
Right.
Yeah.
They've been
realistically.
playing on their brothers or something for a long
Yeah.
ass time, and yeah, hook them up.
I'm
And,
saying,
like,
especially if we
who's-
promote it.
Who's better out of you two?
Now he is.
You be gaming still?
Oh yeah.
He's
Yeah.
nasty now. Like
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I hate to bring it up. But
He-
I
he
dropped
dropped-
the nuke in the beta.
He dropped a
Okay.
nuke in the beta. I didn't.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like he was also like when I play, I'm aggressive. Like
Yeah.
I'm pushing everything.
Yeah, I've played with some cats like that. Do y'all know he's a little bit older? than Kyle Vo. Kyle Vo. He's a South Sioux cat.
Nah.
But man, I played
if I
with
saw a
that dude.
picture.
And he's the same way.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "Hey, we're over here," and he's like pushing 4, team wipe. You're like, "What, dude?" He's across the map. Dude's wild, but he'd probably play with y'all. But I'm not. I'm like a sit back,
Yeah.
be
No,
strategic.
but see, that's what like okay, so like big map Warzone.
Yeah.
That's what like I like as another player on my team. Like they'll push with me, like when we rotate.
Yeah.
But like they're the back person
Yeah.
while we're wrapping around.
Okay.
And you're calling out, you know,
Right.
putting bullets in people. That's all I need.
Yeah,
I'll play with you, man.
point him out, man.
Whenever you want to play, bro, you can come play with us.
Dude, again, you can carry me to win, but don't expect greatness.
Hey, it's okay. So at my age now, I don't really care. Like
Yeah.
if I play ranked and stuff, yeah, I'll play with like my really good friends and
Yeah.
stuff because I'm getting high up there. But like when I'm just playing with my homies, like
Yeah.
I'm trying to have fun. I
And
don't care.
that's
I drink.
the best too, because it's like I play with I got some older friends like my age, and we suck. But some of the
We
best
suck.
some of the best times are you and your boys just on the
Yeah.
mics, you know, party of 4, rolling through, getting murked, whatever. But it's a
Literally.
good time.
Yeah,
you know?
always.
So,
You know, you
yeah.
get those sweats, but
Oh
shit.
yeah,
So you'll join a Navy SEAL, like you'll have a great game, we were playing some Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
The next game, we were like, damn.
Right.
Like, what's going
Didn't know
on?
I was
Yeah.
getting into this.
So it's just like,
trying to have a
shit.
good night with the boys, and now I'm going up against Team Tactical over
That's
there.
what I'm
It's
saying. It's
crazy.
SEAL Team 6 right now.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what I'm
wild.
Like, dude, like, that's the thing, bro. I was like, I remember just sitting there. Like, I was playing my PC one night, and I was just sitting there. I was like, this PS5 over here collecting dust.
Right.
Well, because I got him to switch to PC.
Okay.
Like-
And that's like a big game change. I just play Xbox, but even like the monitor makes a big difference. Type
Oh,
of
yeah.
thing, right. And
What kind of Xbox do you got?
the
The
new
Series-
one,
Is it the big one or the white one?
You're still grinding out the.
XS, S, what
Oh,
is it?
X,
Series S. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called, man.
Okay.
The
Yep.
Xbox. It's
Yeah.
the newest one.
It's
I
just an
think.
Xbox. It's an Xbox.
Yeah, it's an Xbox.
Well,
It plays
yeah,
the game.
But I'm telling you, like, if you get the time, like, you can get a PC. Honestly, dude, I looked at PS5s. A PS5 Pro right now is going for $800.
Yeah.
You can go get a PC right now for like $1,200. Like, you might as well
You're
pay the extra
right
money to
there.
get the PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and if you have like the setup, like an area in your house to set it, I would say it's worth it because
Yeah.
you can get all like your Madden and everything.
Mhm.
You can get it on the PC.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
It's
I'd
probably more
be a little
crispy.
bit- I was gonna say I'd probably be a little bit better.
I
at
played
I
Madden.
should do that.
I played Madden on my PC.
Yeah.
Crispy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
nice.
And
I bet you
everything's
2K on
just
that
like a
too.
split second faster on PC, isn't it? Too?
Oh yeah.
That's
That
what,
one in the monitor too.
right.
Yeah, the monitor helps a lot because like you go from a TV, it's like 5 milliseconds.
Yeah.
Monitors 1.
Yeah.
Or they hit 0.5.
So you're
now.
like literally seeing people faster as you turn a corner type
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
that
don't
makes
don't
a
let them fool
difference.
you. I was the time we were grinding. I was playing on a
He was
TV.
up there. Oh yeah.
I was on a 55.
Dude, I used to play Madden on the 55. Now I got a little 32 and it's easier. You know, it's just not as
Yeah.
wide.
Yep.
But I was playing on the 55. I was smacking fools for a minute too, man. And our league's pretty tough.
How are you as a gamer? Are you kind of like competitive towards like when we play competitive, it's like a whole different vibe. Like even Andrew's starting to see it now. It's like
Oh man, the Madden League, it's super competitive, bro. It will ruin your day if you lose to some cats.
You
man.
know, there's actually a monitor right now at Walmart. It's like $99.
Yeah.
It's a 1 millisecond monitor, 165 hertz, perfect for your Xbox.
Mhm.
And I'm telling you, it would be a game changer for you. It's
I'll look
24
into
inches.
that.
Yeah, it's 24 inches. So
Yeah.
you just replace where your TV is, and
I should
bro.
too.
And-
I just got Battlefield 6. I play that a lot.
I need to.
It's
get
a little
into
bit slower, kind of, but
Yeah.
more
oh, I heard it's
a
fun.
little more realistic. I would say like Call of Duty's a little more arcade kind of. You know what I mean? Where you
Yeah.
gotta like bullet drop and that whatnot. But yeah, Battlefield's pretty dope. I've been on that a little.
Yeah, I
bit.
played the beta of it. It was pretty fire.
Yeah,
There's COD pros playing it.
Yeah.
Is there?
Like, you know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah.
I've
they're-
seen a bunch of TikToks, and I don't know. That's probably just my algorithm or whatever. But I've seen a lot of streamers that usually play Call of Duty, and they've been playing Battlefield,
Oh, yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
probably just because it benefits them. You know, popular right now. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Battlefield 6 actually had more people playing that game than Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It had like one of them. It had like a world record.
Yeah, for the most people playing a beta.
It's crazy.
it's impressive.
That is honestly for
It was a good game, though.
Yeah,
I
for
looked
Call
at
of
it.
Duty,
Yeah.
you kind of be like the top shot for the last how many odd years.
Yeah.
But when GTA 6 comes out,
R.I.P.
Oh,
yeah,
RIP to every game.
Yeah, I was hoping that was because it should have dropped earlier.
yeah, it's supposed to
this
come out like
summer,
this
late
May.
summer, right?
Wasn't
So,
it? Yeah.
yeah, we're not going to. So the crazy thing is it's going to come out on console first and then PC. So, like, PC players won't even be able to play it.
Yeah,
But
How long do you think it's gonna take though? Is the question.
for PC,
to get there.
Yeah.
a year.
You
Think
it's
so?
gonna
At
take
least a
that
year.
long?
So you think we're
Yeah.
waiting until 2027?
Probably.
That's gross.
That's a yuck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Better
But
get the console.
there is, yeah,
You
I
might
just-
not want to give that away.
I got it. My son got it. I'll,
Oh.
I'll just.
still is. He
Yeah,
didn't
I-
even play it.
yeah.
Time, brother.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like he is so damn spoiled.
Yeah.
Like we'll eventually get into our kids here, but it's like this man wanted a PS5 for Christmas, got a PS5 for Christmas, and then I bought him a Nintendo Switch. My mom bought him a Nintendo Switch, and then now they got a Nintendo Switch Lite.
You got options.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dude, he's
Yeah.
like, they have like 2 consoles each or for the Nintendo Switch, and then they got a PS5, and then
Yeah.
they have these badass tablets. Like,
Yeah. I'm always making jokes. I'm like, man, because I'll lose to somebody who's good, and I'm like, man, in 10 years when my son's in the league, he's gonna whoop you. You know.
Oh no, there's like a
sure, it
there's a,
might not even be 10. It might be soon.
Right. He could be. I don't know, man.
there's a funny little video, and it's like my girlfriend thinks how I play games, how I really play games. Like you ain't shit. You ain't gonna be shit. Your mama ain't shit.
Right.
You know what I'm talking.
Right.
And like I sent it to Angelica. She's like, I can't stand you, dude.
Right.
Because like she's just starting to see like how I play. Because like I really don't cuss a lot
hmm
in the house. And so when I'm playing, I was like, and she was like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fine, what's up?" She's like, "Why'd you cuss? Like I never heard you cuss before." And I was like,
Amen.
I'm just like I was on a kill streak and some dude just killed me.
Right.
Like
you didn't see that flashbang, dude? That was recent, you know.
it's just she was like, I just never heard you cuss. So it's like it's kind of weird. So I was just like, I don't know, like
Call of Duty gets me going, man.
I told her it's like, and then we finally, so like literally we had both Angelica and his girlfriend at the house, and we were hanging out having a few beers, and like we were telling like about like our like life plan, competing in Call of Duty and shit like that. And Angelica was like, "You really did that?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like he's like, I'm basically dating a kid."
Yeah. That's how I swear I feel Kayla's like, man.
And Kayla told me you're like, it's like OB, your Xbox Live name. You had the same.
Obi-Wan Jabroni.
Yeah.
I've had it forever, bro.
That's awesome.
I'm not. I've watched Star Wars. I like all the movies
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, but I'm not like super diehard into it. But I heard I can't even remember where I first heard it, but I heard it and I was like, bro, that's a screen name, gamer tag for life. Obi-Wan
Yeah.
Jabroni.
That's
Say
awesome.
less.
I know. I have some of the Star Wars heads on my. If you see it in the videos, you can kind of see it in the back. I have Rex, and I have one of the other stormtroopers there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So-
like the Lego set.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into Legos, but it's just like,
Oh man, that's an expensive hobby,
Yeah.
brother. But it is pretty dope. Kayla's cousin, she was massively into it. Like we lived with them for a while, and their whole basement was Legoland. It was nuts, but like thousands of dollars a Lego. But they were about it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think I could do that.
It's an investment for sure.
And the time to like build
time,
the stuff.
Yeah, I know. Like I looked up the videos about like of Captain Rex, and like if you do like if you like dedicate like at least an hour and a half, then it's the fully complete. But it's just like to sit there
Yeah.
and like do. I was like, all right, let's keep the box because like I saw someone selling like all the Lego heads for like $1,000, unopened and everything like that. And I was like,
Man.
how about this collect these? And Angelica's like, you need to build this. Like you
Yeah.
bought it for a reason. I was like, I want to collect it
I want to collect it. Yeah.
because like I got back into. You know who Gundams are? You ever heard of Gundams?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I got back into Gundams.
It's used to be a little cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Hobby Lobby started selling Gundams and shit like
Okay.
that. And so I was like, babe, let's go to Hobby Lobby. And she's like, oh my God, yes, it's fall.
Yeah.
And so like we walk in there. She's like, and I'm like, she's trying to go her way. I was like, oh, I need to go down here quick. And so she's like, what's down there? I was like, oh, I just need to go check something out. And then so like I go down to the Gundam aisle, and she like finds me, and she's like, and I'm just like, has like a whole ass fucking. I'm just
She's
like,
like,
just a kid.
Yeah,
Just a kid in
I'm
the toy
just
store.
holding them. She's like, are you fucking serious?
Right.
This is the reason why we came to Hobby Lobby. Like,
She thought she was gonna get some
Yeah,
fall
she-
decorations.
yeah,
and
she
all
thought
that.
she was gonna go crazy,
Yeah.
and I was like, bro, we bought it like $260. Dude, I'm telling you, she's like, and it was like my birthday time, so she was like, put them on the counter, and I was like, what? She's like, put them on the counter.
Happy birthday to
Just
you.
bought-
Yeah, she just like swiped her card, and she's like, happy birthday, and the girl's like, aren't you a lucky man? And I was like, I'm not even opening these.
Right.
These are not
These
getting open.
collectibles.
I know that's what she told her. She's like, he's not even gonna open these. Like, I don't even know why I'm even buying them. I was just like,
It'll be
dude,
worth money one
Because
day, and then
you
Yeah.
never
you
know.
can either give them to your kids or you
Yeah.
can always sell them down the line.
that's
Dude,
why I was like,
Carson's dad has like all these toys in his like house because he's like he goes to toy shows and stuff, and he goes like he buys like auctions and stuff.
Mhm.
And dude, this man is like unopened like Ninja Turtles from back in the day and like all that stuff. And like
Yeah.
we were looking up, he has like from the first Spider-Man, like the action figures still in the box sealed. Like some of them go for like $600.
Oh, dude, they might be. Well, maybe that, but I be watching a lot of History channels, so like Pawn Stars and stuff.
Mhm.
And I remember specifically this lady came in with it was like a little plastic Batman utility belt, but from the '60s or something, not open.
Oh, is it the one with everything though?
Bro, like 20 grand.
Yeah.
It was nuts. I was like, from that, and it's like, but you think about it, and I mean, how many of those survived? Because
Yeah.
a kid got that for Christmas. It was ripped open and destroyed in a month, probably. So
Oh, yeah.
like anyone that made it still in the box, that's people collect that.
Yeah. Yeah, but pretty much like, obviously we've been kind of, just rolling,
Yeah.
getting the flow of everything.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think of everything? Kind
I
of like
love
the,
it, dude.
so
Like
we're
I
not,
said.
we're not Joe Rogan, but
I'll settle. I'll
You
settle.
settle.
Like I said.
That's what Kayla said.
Yeah.
I'll settle.
I'll settle, man. I'll take it, dude. It's my first podcast experience, so I was excited. Like I said, I've heard, Thomas did his. I was pretty excited after talking to him. I was like, yeah, let's do
What
it.
was his like?
His
like,
experience?
Yeah.
Or?
What did he say?
I mean, it's just talking, He's like, it was super fun. We just sat there and chilled and told him if they ever want to do it again, let me know, So and Caleb was on the same page, like super fun. I was like, I mean, I wasn't nervous before or anything, but that just got me a little more hyped to do it.
yeah.
And you
yeah.
know about Halloween night, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to be entertaining for y'all for
Yeah.
sure. You're
Oh,
all
yeah.
going to see some funny stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
it'd
That's
be
what I'm saying. Like, dude,
good
like,
content.
to have, like, we want to do it up there, not this up here, but in PBR. And once someone posts about it, and because like we want to do it there, and we also want to stream it to the TV in the bar.
Yeah.
You think that's possible?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I think
mean,
once
I
people
got
see,
internet
once,
and all
yeah,
those, and,
yeah,
you
once
know,
people
I'm a
see
boomer,
that,
but y'all can figure it out. We can get it
yeah.
up there
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I took 2 PTO days, so
Oh,
we're,
yeah.
we're locked in.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
we're
bet.
locked.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. Like I said, there's definitely gonna be some content because you're gonna catch some goofies out there.
Kiana
Man.
security.
Good luck. Somebody
we
getting
switched
thrown
security?
out.
Yeah,
Oh,
Somebody
Chad's
getting
still
thrown
gonna
out.
be there. He's gonna jump. You know, Chad has Nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna dress up as his Raider.
Okay, that
his-
checks.
Yeah, so he's gonna rocking it like that.
Yep.
And then, but Kiana's security now, and so Angelico's just like, hey, like, I hope you know, like, you got to be on your best behavior.
To Kiana?
Yeah.
Or to y'all?
To Kiana.
Okay, yeah.
And she's like, well, what do you mean? She's like, Drake's gonna have to interview like females, and she's like, okay, and she's like, that's all you need. And it's
Right.
like Drake says one question, and you're punching the chick for
Right.
some, and it's just like some little like,
She could definitely be fiery, especially when it comes to like friends or a brother. I've seen.
yeah.
I'm like, y'all better watch out talking crazy around her.
That's what I was just like. I sat there for a second. I was like, you know, screw it. I was like, we'll be fine.
Send it.
Yeah, I was like, we'll be fine.
Somebody might get thrown out by her. They'll be all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was like. I were always told Keanu, I was like, there's no drinks because
Right.
the equipment is too expensive, and that's
Yeah.
all we need is that
Right.
little, you know.
Yeah, y'all got to watch that because, like I said, there'll be content, but they're
yeah, because
Gonna
we
be some
bring
goofies.
the whole PC. We bringing everything.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be
you're
just
definitely
like this,
gonna.
you know.
Yeah, they'll listen to Kiana though.
Yeah,
For real.
because we're gonna have like I'm telling you, the whole football field in that corner.
Yeah.
Telling you, it's gonna be so dope. Like the whole PC. PC's gonna be up there, different colors, and we're gonna be in the corner of it.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like, what the hell's going on up here? I was
Yeah.
telling you, once one snap goes out, I feel like this place is just gonna get flooded.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are
you
you
don't
guys
s-
dressing up as well?
I told him, I was like, I'm gonna go as Drake from the Heights.
I'm going from Quincy from the high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
And so
Let everybody else be the show. I feel
Yeah.
that.
yeah, because
Yep.
Tommy was like, he's like, you need to dress up as Batman.
Yeah, I
dress
see
up
that.
as,
Yeah,
and I was just
yeah.
like, I don't know about that, man.
I think y'all go as yourselves and let everybody else be them.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
do the costumes and whatnot.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll be fun.
It will,
And,
100%.
and we'll record the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like too.
I
So,
like. I mean, I
should
think we
vlog
kinda
it.
talked about it.
we should
that-
vlog it,
Yeah.
like the start of it,
yeah.
like the startup, setup, everything like that. Because you guys gonna be here like
Yeah.
at a decent time.
Yep. We should be
Like
here.
9, they said.
Yeah, like 9ish.
You're gonna be here 9?
Yeah, like 8ish, 9ish probably.
They need to go take the kids trick or treating, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Gotta get that candy.
Who's gonna be here earlier so we can kind of set up everything and
Probably Haley.
Haley?
I
Okay.
had to get.
Yeah, because I think Kayla said that was okay. Like she was gonna have it like where we can come in and get it all
Okay,
set
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will be able to get in here. and
Okay,
all
yeah,
that
that's what
good
I'm like.
stuff
Okay,
for
like just
sure.
want to make sure like we walk in with a bunch of equipment.
Yeah,
Everyone's like,
like,
it's like whoa, 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 whoa,
What the
whoa,
hell
whoa.
is
Yeah,
this?
'cause we got some hype videos and stuff, and like
Yeah.
we might go take a picture of like the sign outside. I was thinking take a picture of the sign outside so we
Yeah.
can edit that and then
Yeah.
post it like in the clip and stuff.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for like your giveaway?
We just do gift cards anymore. We used to do like a TV and stuff, but it was so much a hassle, you know, because these people aren't going home right away. They're out for drinks and stuff. So they're like, you know, 55-inch TV. What am I gonna do with this? We're like, well, you got to take it. You want it, and they're like, oh, can we just keep it here? And I'm like, all right. So we just, you know, kept it simple. Do gift cards. People like that anyways. They're out for drinks and their night just got real cheap
Yeah.
on them. So
Oh yeah,
everybody
because if
digs
they have
that.
a tab, then they win that gift
Yeah.
card. They just like, oh, here, take
Yep.
the gift card now.
Yep, exactly. It's like a free night, pretty much. You have a good costume. You have the
Yeah.
best costume.
Yeah, because I was gonna have Riley kind of like make like a little like flyer.
No, yeah, I was texting him. He's kind of
Yeah.
like kind of busy right now, so we have to get him going.
Yeah,
had to, like,
so kind of get like an idea like what like for like price wise. So like like you know well from the Heights PBR, you know Halloween whatever, and then like gift cards of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we'll
Um,
also hype it up too about the
Kayla's
costume.
got a, like, she chat GPT'd a little flyer. I'll have to
Okay.
send it to y'all because it's got all the details on there. So,
Okay.
yeah. And then you guys might be able to even use that or just take the details and do your
Yeah.
own thing. Either way is cool.
Who runs your guys' social media page? If you don't mind me asking,
Kayla.
Kayla.
Yeah, she's
Nice.
on that. I mean, I might post something. Like, if I'm doing a bags leak or something, I might get on there and make a post. But for the most
Mm.
part, Kayla's on that. Because
Like
I'll go to make something. She's like, just tell me what you need. And then she'll get on Chat GPT, whip out it's got all the emojis or it's actual flyer type
Oh, yeah.
beat. So,
Yeah.
yeah, she's about
Yeah,
that.
Chat GTP or
Yep.
whatever it is. Dude,
Yep.
great,
Shout out.
Money.
great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Drake, you play you any good at bags? No.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna.
Just thanks for admitting it. Because
He's
one
like,
time
"Uh,
I was like I really wanted to play and I didn't know anybody, so I played with Tommy.
tough.
It was tough.
I'm surprised you even got him to commit to that, to be honest. But
Oh, I did.
yeah,
He showed up.
because it's a fun league, but
Yeah.
there's some baggers out there. you got to know what you're doing, or it's gonna be a long season.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And, like,
but you
when-
can get better too. But
Tommy
yeah.
did progressively get better over the time. Like I'm not saying like it was like insane or anything,
Yeah.
but he did get better, like at hitting the board and saying like doing stuff.
Yeah,
But dude, there would be times I remember we were playing a team and lost in 2 turns. Well,
He-
both turns on his side because he would give up
he's
4
giving
bags.
he's getting up 12 on the. Yeah, he's.
Are you
You
like that
know,
at bags?
I'm above average, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty decent, but I mean them top guys are there's a level above
Are
where I'm
they?
at. Oh yeah,
Damn.
there's some cats
Yeah.
out there where I'm like, yeah, I could on my best day and their not so good day, I'd be close maybe, but it's usually pretty big gap from the top dogs
Who's like the best player in Iowa that you? Oh, like in our town.
in our town. I don't know. Apex is pretty good. Austin Riley, y'all know
Yeah.
him.
Oh, yeah. Apex is-
Trip's pretty cold. There's a lot of good dudes because Ricky Castillo.
Trips is competitive though.
Oh yeah,
That's the thing with him.
they're
He's
into it, man. But yeah,
Okay.
there's a lot of Mark Martindale's.
they
good.
traveled for.
Yeah,
Did
there's
they?
this one cat from somewhere in Nebraska, Norfolk or something like that, and he's like actual pro, and he'll beat people left-handed. He's that good.
Damn.
Yeah, he's just cold. Ryan Field or something like that.
Yeah,
I think
he's-
was his name.
And then there's some other guys that are like in the bag league that are actually like good
Mm-hmm.
and like, but some of them drink too much when they're
Yeah.
playing. So then
Gotta
they
find that fine line,
yeah.
you know.
they
Damn.
go over the board.
Right.
So I mean, but when I played, like I feel like I'm decent, like
Yeah.
for what I played, you know. And I didn't actually like practice. Like some of these guys would practice all the time,
Yeah.
play all the time. Like for me, I just come here and play, and
Yeah.
I would keep up with some of them.
Yeah.
For sure.
I've seen you play. You're pretty nice.
That's what you have to do is like those guys are playing 3-4 times a week, you know, on the weekends and stuff. So like to get as good as them, that's how much you got to do it. Because
yeah.
you can tell
Yeah.
even like I haven't thrown in a long time. Like I'd be rusty as hell if I stepped up and played. Like we did that bags tournament at the end of August,
Mm-hmm.
and Kayla and I signed up together, so I knew we wasn't gonna win much anyways. But we literally didn't win a game and got last place in the tournament. It was a pretty rough day.
Damn, that's actually because like when I've seen both of you guys play,
Mhm.
you guys are actually like pretty decent. When you guys
Yeah.
are on your game, you guys are.
Yeah, and that's when we were playing pretty frequently, probably when you seen us play. But that was my first time playing and her first time playing, and probably close to a
Who's
year.
just your teammate during bag league?
Slick.
Slick, yeah.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure me and
Okay.
Tommy beat you one time.
I'm
No,
not
no,
gonna-
was it you beating me or I don't remember.
I don't know if I'm not losing to Thomas. Nothing against you, but Thomas ain't beating
I do
me.
have something actually.
Because Thomas ain't beating me.
Because this, I need to hold on. This is I'm gonna start this off. So you had something posted April 4th, 2023, right?
Okay.
It was score on a 5th grader, 8th grader, varsity player, D1 player, NBA player, prime Kobe, or a third at for 800 million. You tagged Tommy.
I said so. Say that one more time.
So you posted score on a. You said it says score on a 5th grader, an 8th grader, a varsity player, a D1 player, an NBA player, a prime Kobe, or third at for 800 million.
Oh, and Thomas was my third at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy
It
buckets.
said free. It said free. That's free money.
Free
so-
money. Easy. I played
Is
one
that,
time.
is that a bucket?
Easy. He's a wrestler, bro.
Okay.
When he was just out of high school, he
Sorry, Tom.
he was going up to West to play in an open gym, and he was like, "Yeah, I've gotten a lot better." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "All right, I'll go play with you." And I was up there, and it was younger kids. You know, I was well out of high school, and I was like,
You're a
"Man,
hooper though.
I felt like I was almost too old to be out there, but I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go. I'm playing with this fool. He's missing layups. Like, I was like, man, you ain't getting no better at all. Man. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
Oh shit.
But yeah, he's a wrestler. He ain't got that basketball gene. There's some people in my family that got it. And he ain't one of them.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that post. It was just like, 5th graders 1 million, 8th graders 10 million, varsity players 50 million, D1 players 100 million, NBA players 500 million, prime Kobe 600 million. Your third at is 800 for 800 million.
Oh yeah,
And he
800
tagged Tommy. He's like,
Yeah.
it's free money.
800 million richer right there, easy.
Oh
He ain't
shit.
guarding nothing. I'll tell
I'm
you
sorry,
that right
Tom. I had to put that in there for you.
Now. Yeah, no, it's good. He needs that for his character.
So I had a question though. Like this kind of came up to my brain. So like obviously you guys do well for you grind hard for your money now.
Mhm.
But like if you ever did get like pretty rich, would you still stay here?
Like if I was rich enough to retire.
Or like not retire? Like I mean obviously if you got really rich, you'd probably be able to retire. But like
Yeah.
I mean, would you stay like in Sioux City where you're at?
Yeah, I
Like humble?
I don't have any intentions to move. When I was 19, I moved to Sioux Falls, or no, probably 20, 19, 20. I moved to Sioux Falls for a year just because I was like, at that point in time in my life, I was like, I didn't go to college. Well, I went to WIT for like a semester and stopped because I was like, I don't really know what I want to do yet. So I'm not going to waste the money and time going for something that I'm not sure on. And so I moved to Sioux Falls and I found myself coming back every weekend to hang out with my friends and my family and stuff. And I was like, point of moving, if I'm just back every weekend, I work all week, come back on the weekend, work all week, come back on the weekend. So,
What'd you do up there?
same thing. Worked at a restaurant.
Yeah.
I was working at Minerva's
Okay.
before I had left, and they had another restaurant. Not they have a Minerva's up there, but they have another restaurant called the Grill 26 up there. And my manager got a hold of them, got me a job up there. So that way, right when I got up there, I had a job instantly.
Nice.
And so yeah, I did that for like a year, and like it just wasn't making sense. If I'm coming back every weekend, I might as well save the money on the gas and keep doing what I wasn't doing anything different. I was working at a restaurant. So
You're paying rent somewhere that you weren't even staying there.
yeah,
on
I didn't
weekends,
buy
so
a house or nothing. So I was like,
Yeah.
I could literally do this in Sioux City, and I got all my friends and family there. So I've always been a fan of Sioux City. I like traveling, and I've went to
you've been
places.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
not
been pretty
everywhere, but
fortunate.
you've been to New York.
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
went.
I
I
love
think
to.
Yeah.
If I had more money, I'd do it more. But I've been to other places and they're fun to visit. But this is always home to me. I don't have any ambitions to move, especially with kids and stuff with school. I like a lot of the schools around here. We're not really sure on, because I went to West, Kayla went to North. My parents went to Heelan, so we're kind of gonna feel it out and see what
Yeah.
they want, what we want when that time comes. But yeah, I think we're kind of stapled down here.
Hell yeah! But let's get into obviously we got like a little deeper, but like what was young Cody like? Let's get into there.
So young Cody, man, I was born here. I grew up on the west side. When I was real young, I have one older sister. Her name's
Okay.
Katie. It was just her birthday on Saturday. She just turned 36, actually.
Shout out Katie.
Happy birthday! Shout out Katie. And then so it was me, my sister, my mom and dad. We lived with my great grandma and grandpa, and then my cousin Bobby. And I lived there in his tiny house, man, probably 800 square feet or something, super small, man. It's
Yeah.
2-bedroom. My cousin Bobby lived in the dining room in a fold-out bed, and I didn't never look at it as a bad thing, but looking back, it was like, man, we was in there tight, because we had a bunk bed. My mom and dad slept on the bottom, me and my sister on the top. We was all in the
Yeah.
same bedroom and everything. And but I was a real big grandma's boy. I called her my grandma Fitty, but her name was Viola, and that's who my oldest daughter's named after.
Nice.
But she was like super important to me when I was young. I wish I got to know her a lot as an older, because as a kid, you don't really, you love them and everything, but you don't know what kind of person she really was. But like as an adult, anyway,
Yeah.
But she was super big to me. I was a super big grandma's boy, so kind of sissy boy in a way. I was always like, my dad was picking on me, I was running to her.
Yeah.
But-
Kayla said that.
yeah, and but she made me just I was super respectful to everybody. I was a good kid all the time, especially that young. Like I remember people just coming up to my grandma, like if we'd go out, we'd always go to like George's Hot Dogs.
Okay.
And people coming up, oh man, these kids are so good, they're so well behaved and stuff. And I was just shy, you know what I mean? I wasn't an outspoken little kid or nothing. I just stayed by my grandma because it was safe,
Yeah.
And then stayed there till I went to Sacred Heart elementary, and then from kindergarten to second grade. And then when I was in second grade, I guess I'm not really sure. I would assume financial was the reasoning, but I switched schools, so I started going to Dakota Valley.
Oh shit. Okay.
But we didn't move. We just used my uncle's address, and I don't know why they decided that. I couldn't tell you. But I started going there in second grade, like halfway point through second grade, and it was kindergarten, first, second grade at Sacred Heart. I had a couple homies, but it was school when you're young. Like I talked to Zach Horn from there that I grew up with. Anybody else than that, I don't even really remember a whole bunch from that. But then when I went to Dakota Valley, I remember my first day of school. I was super nervous. I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
I'm already a shy kid, kind of. And this kid, and I see him. He comes down to the bar nowadays, and his name's Kyle Hooks. And I remember I sat down in class. Teacher kind of introduced me. Started doing the lesson. He kind of looked back. He's like, "Hey, you play football?" And I was like, "Yeah, I play schoolyard stuff." And he was like, "Let's play at recess." And then like right there, I was like, "Oh, people are tight. This is dope." So then Dakota Valley was cool. I stayed there from 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then halfway through 6th grade, and it was cool. And we actually eventually I don't know what happened, but they caught on that we didn't live in North Sioux, so we ended up moving.
Did someone snitch?
It must have. I'm not
Dang.
exactly
so
sure.
they made you. So you
Yeah.
probably would have stayed at Dakota Valley.
Yeah. And well, no. And so at that point in time, that wasn't when I left. It was prior to that because we ended up moving out of my grandpa's house. And we got into these nice they're apartments, but they were all finished. It was nice to me because I was like, I got my own bedroom for the first time. And I was like, oh man, it was tight. And it was like a nice, it was just an apartment. But again, it came from, my grandpa's house was tiny, older, old flooring and super old kitchen and stuff, and the basement was unfinished. Whereas like this was all carpeted, nice, brand new. I was like, man, we live in now. And right at then, my mom and dad had got a job at Mr. Money Pawn Shop, and this is when like Pokemon and Game Boy was big, and so people would come. They just had everything on the low, pretty much. They could get me a PlayStation. I had the Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance. Like we were balling for a minute,
Yeah.
and then. So we stayed there till about 6th grade. My dad had gotten into some trouble, and so he got locked up for a little bit and whatnot. And so we stayed there for a while, and then once he had gotten out, we ended up moving to the Bennetts in Riverside, which is like kind of more of where I based my childhood off of. Like I say, it's pretty much because I was 12. Well, no, yeah, about 11, 12 when I moved there, and then so from then on. That's when, my teenage years and all that. So I was hanging out with like people that I still hang out to this day.
Yeah.
And so I switched from Dakota Valley to West, and I had cousins that went there. My cousin James, my cousin CJ, they were the same grade as me. So that was a pretty easy transition because they all had friends. So I just, cousins with y'all, I'm friends with y'all now. So it was a super easy transition. I got in real good at West, stayed at the Bennett's till I was 19, graduated from West.
Yeah. What was West like back then? Sorry.
So West Middle.
What year did you graduate? Sorry.
I graduated 09.
09?
Yeah. So
Damn, not playing.
right. I'm an old head, man.
How old are you?
I'm 34.
30. He's not that.
Yeah.
Like
I'm 30. I
When,
just turned 30.
when you think about it, like it's so weird because like, when you think about
just missed out of high school, I was just getting out when you were getting in.
that's the weird thing. Like, you look at years like, 2009, you graduated, like I graduated 16.
Yeah.
That feels like a lot. But then like, you think you're only 34. I'm going to be 28,
Right.
like, next month. So
Not
like,
that big of a gap.
yeah,
Right.
it's not crazy.
I still feel old, especially working at the bar, man. These kids come in these days. I'm like, man, this kid looked 15. Man.
I know I saw your
just old.
Facebook post about like when I was scrolling through it. It was just like about giving a speech to kids before they go to
Oh,
Burgies.
dude, I'd be going on dad mode on some kids. They need it, I feel like, because you'd be acting a fool. I'm like, man, it used to be I'll just throw them out. I know which post you're talking because I'm like, man, I used to just, man, get out of here, dude. What the hell's the matter with you? Now I'm like, no, you're going to sit down and listen to a speech from me real quick because I'm like, you don't need to act like that, dude. Pull yourself together. I'm like, man, they probably hate that worse. It would probably make them not want to do it again, though. You know what I mean? But yeah, West was cool for me. West Middle was cool. Like I said, I was super. I got along with everybody, bro. I was kind of so West Middle. I was still not a shy kid, but I was like a good student, I would say. And then I was like AB student. I wasn't skipping class or nothing like that. Good kid all the way through middle school, and then high school I started kind of messing around a little bit because I remember when I was in middle school they had homework club. So if you didn't do your assignment in any of the classes that day, you had to stay a half hour after school and finish your assignments. And I was like, I ain't even worrying about that. I'm doing my stuff. One day I didn't. I can't even remember why, but I had to go to homework club, and it was like embarrassing for me, man, because I'm like, man.
Were you a jock in high school?
Yeah, I was athletic. Oh, well, when I could be, man. I got so super good kid.
I see Tom, so I was like, when I see you, trying to think of you in high school. I was
yeah,
like,
I was kind of an idiot though, because I got into partying too much. So I'll tell you all here. But I went to that homework club that day, and it was embarrassing for me because there was other kids that I would call them naughty kids, and I was like, man, this ain't me. I don't belong in here. So then I finished out middle school, and I was all AB, never missed another assignment or nothing.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was in my freshman year in algebra, and my teacher came around to get the assignment. This is probably like a quarter into the year or something like that, and I didn't have my assignment. And this is gonna, I'm thinking back to that homework club and how embarrassing that was. And he come by, he's like, Cody, I'll take your assignment. I was like, man, I don't got it. And he just walked on by, and I was like, that's it? You don't even care? I was like, and then literally from then on, I was like, I'm doing the bare minimum kind of. It was terrible thought process, but I was like, I mean, I know I got what it takes to graduate. I'm not gonna throw all this effort into doing it. I'm just gonna, C's and D's are passing, and that's cool with me. Which again was terrible, and I like underachieving because I was like, man, I'm just gonna have fun. So I would like skip class. I was just doing literally the bare
Yeah.
minimum. And then sophomore year, my uncle's house was like the party house kind of in Riverside, and my older cousin was like 18, 19, maybe even 20. But so she had a friend that was 21. They were drinking all the time. So I'd go over there and hang out. And then eventually we were at I remember we were at a bonfire one night and they're all drinking. Somebody was like, "Oh, you want a beer?" And I was like, "You know what? Why not?" And it was like, from then on, dude, I got arrested probably 4 times in high school for like MICs, public
Yeah.
intox, terrible stuff. So like I was a decent athlete. I was never like the best, but I would have been a good like role player on like
Yeah.
football, basketball, baseball. I was there.
The Hornets might need you.
What's that?
The Hornets might need you, or
Hey,
the
maybe.
Heat.
Maybe somebody might pick me up. I keep telling
Give 'em a
everybody,
10-day.
watch that NBA draft, and I might get called. I don't know, man. But yeah, so like I'd have to like really think back. But I know for my junior year, I definitely couldn't play baseball because I had gotten probably caught at a party or something.
Yeah.
And then I can't remember exactly, but from my junior to my senior year, there was like 4 arrests. They were all for drinking. I was just partying, and but it stopped me from playing a lot of sports. So my senior year, I was starting varsity football. We weren't good,
What'd you
but
play?
safety and receiver.
Nice.
More defense at that point in time because I wasn't very fast, man. I'm like decent, but there's definitely a lot more faster kids than me. But it was the week before homecoming, and we were playing East that year, and I think it was East. Yeah, it definitely was. And they weren't very good either. And we were like looking at this, like, this is a very winnable game. I was playing pretty good football at that time. And the week before, I was at a party. It was it was kind of by the school. And these kids, I'm buzzed up. Some kid that was at the party was supposed to fight some kids from East. So all of us go up to the baseball field at West because they're supposed to meet up there and fight. Like, I'm talking like 30, 40 kids go up to watch this fight. We get up there, and these East kids didn't even show up. They just called the cops. So 40 kids up here, half of them drunk, underage, and cops are there. I'm like, I'm gone. So I take off running back through the woods to get back to this house, and I'm in front of quite a bit of people. So I'm like, man, I ain't getting caught, And it's like right by that fire station on West 19th. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so I'm running through these woods, and they ain't getting me tonight. And I jumped off this little dirt cliff and hit this gravel road, that one that goes right back behind there. And right when I was jumping off, I see these headlights come around this cop car. I'm like, man, RIP. I was like turned around to run and back up that dirt hill that I jumped off. I got to the top and the dirt broke and I fell back down. And I was like, oh man.
You're like, I give up.
Literally, dude jumped out the car. He said, "Stop or I'll tase you." I was like, "Dude, don't do that." I was like, "You got me, brother." And so I got in trouble for that. Couldn't play the homecoming week, and that suspended me the rest of the year. So my senior year, I couldn't play the last few weeks of football. Couldn't play basketball. Couldn't play baseball because I was just out partying.
Yeah.
Just being a dummy, honestly.
One question I do have for you, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you,
No, you're good.
is obviously West doesn't get the best reputation.
Mhm.
I asked Tommy the same question. It's like, what would you change about West?
Um,
Like obviously,
Oof.
like this everything. Like there's always that
you mean
West has
like,
that weird negative thing about
Yeah,
them.
so like not just specific to sports.
We can get in that
Yeah,
too.
so sports is obvious. I've talked to Thomas about this, and I really like the idea of
Yeah,
a
I like-
Metro team.
Yeah, I like that
I think
idea.
I mean that's something that we've had deep conversations about, and I think that would be beneficial for a lot of Sioux City, to be honest.
Yeah,
And I'm real big on like no participation trophies. So like
that's.
I
Yeah.
mean, if we get a good football team between Sioux City and North, or all three, whatever it is, and some kids that would have made it at West don't make that team, that's like, hey man, that's go get better then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Michael Jordan didn't make he got cut from his JV team or something
Yeah, his
like
high
that,
school
right?
team.
And imagine if they would have just let him on, like, it's like, no, Michael Jordan was like, all right, I'm gonna go prove to y'all how good I am. It's
I'm gonna
like
take it
we might
personal.
not have ever gotten Michael Jordan if that wouldn't have happened. So it's
Yeah.
like,
That's facts.
I'm like, I think that would be beneficial to Sioux City. And then like as far as like the overall look of West, I think I'm really big on parenting. You gotta have good parents, man. I
Yeah.
see too much of it where it's like these kids don't really have the greatest chance because their parents are irresponsible. So it's like, man, if parents can't be lazy or bad parents, so like if they're more involved, I think that would help a lot of kids, because
Yeah.
I see it more. I don't really see it, but I hear it from a lot of teachers where, this kid's troubled and whatnot, but it's like, okay, let's look at his home life before we just go judging him. And, something like Thomas was talking about, man, there's nights where Thomas maybe didn't sleep but a couple hours and everybody's acting a fool. And it's like that kid's supposed to wake up and go be a good student. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Some of those kids don't get a fair chance. And I think parents stepping up would be a huge thing for, the West Side particularly. That's something I'm always kind of preaching.
Yeah, because
Be
I was
better
like,
parents, man. Give your kids
when I
the
was in
best
school,
chance.
yeah, like when I was in school, and like obviously we went the West, so we've seen it all.
Yeah.
We've seen fights at ass
Uh,
crack of dawn.
Yeah,
And
7
it's just,
a.m.
it's
What are
just
we
like,
doing?
yeah, what are we doing, man?
We
It's
was
like,
just talking about that, man. Like these dudes is out here at 7:30. I'm like, I'm just trying to get a muffin off my
That's what I'm saying.
breakfast,
You
dude. What
got-
are we doing?
I mean, that I'm not gonna lie to you, that happened to you too. Like it was crazy. Like
yeah.
was
I
it?
remember, yeah, dude, bro. I remember this girl.
I just remember seeing black girls eating hot Cheetos and fights breaking out
You're right.
next
Yeah,
to
no, this-
next to Wooly.
So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Crazy.
bring up names because like I don't, whatever. But there's this
legal
black girl.
reasons.
Yeah, there's this black girl and this white girl. This white girl was from DV and she transferred to our school because she had a lot of friends here. And then she was just talking crap, acting like she was better than everybody. And I remember this was like I'm just walking to school. I just got my breakfast, bro. I'm like because I was like those muffins were fire. What
Yeah.
you're talking about. And
Yep.
all of a sudden I walk out. And all of a sudden I just see this black girl walk up and she just starts beating the shit out of her.
It's
I was
crazy.
like, what is going on? I've seen kids get smacked up by trays.
Oh yeah. There was tons of fights at school, man. And again, it's like you probably look at that. A lot of those kids' homes, they were probably troubled with their
Yeah.
parents. So it's like,
What was West like back when you were in school? Like, did you enjoy like being
Oh,
there?
I
like,
loved-
did you
I-
ever like think of like because I asked Tommy the same thing. I was like, did you ever think of like transferring out?
No, never. I
No?
loved West, and I was like, like I said, I was skipping class and stuff, but I would skip class to go to PE and play basketball type beat, dude. I wasn't even leaving the school. I wasn't going to smoke or nothing like that.
Yeah.
I'd literally leave math to go lift weights in the weight room with the weightlifting class or something like that. I literally did whatever I wanted that day. So I was like, I just remember, again, terrible mindset, but I was like, man, I don't remember the specifics of it, but I remember thinking to myself one day, like, if I get up and walk out of this classroom, what is anybody going to do? Like,
Yeah.
that teacher's not finna grab me and make me sit down. Worst they're going to do is call the office, and I go talk to the principal. And I was like, I'd been there before. The principal was cool, so I was in.
Yeah.
Officer West was our liaison dude. He was cool. I remember I got kicked out of a couple classes, and he would just take me to his office and like, hey man, chill out here for the period type thing,
Yeah.
But I was.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Ooh, teacher. The dude that I was. So I guess my favorite teacher would be from the when I went to WIT for a semester.
Okay.
This dude
Mhm.
named Mr. Sebring, and he was just he really kind of in the short amount of time taught me a lot, I guess, or it just made me realize that I was kind of wasting my efforts because he was super knowledgeable in anything, and he was a math teacher, and he would do a very good job of like if you were learning something in math, he'd apply it to a real life problem. So it's like you're not sitting there saying, when am I ever going to use this? He was like, okay, let's say you're pouring a concrete driveway and you need it to be this thick with this much area. How much concrete do you need?
Yeah.
That type thing. So I respected that he always applied it to real life because he's like, this isn't just for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You can use it. But there was a point in time I didn't have my license, so I didn't go to class for like 3 weeks,
Mhm.
and I came back. I figured out a ride or whatever, and I came back, and so I missed that whole lesson of whatever it was. It was something in math, and the day I came back, they were doing a test on it, and I took the test. Everybody took the test, and he graded them that day, and he said, all right, we're going to retake this test because everybody did really bad. He said, but do you know there's one student that did very good? And he's like, you got a 91 on this test, and nobody else even got above like a C on it. And
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, damn. And he's like, he stopped me after class and was like, you're kind of wasting your talents here. And I was like, yeah, you kind of, you proved it. I didn't even read the lesson, and I did good on the test anyways. And I was like, man, I should really start applying myself. And then it probably wasn't too late after that I quit school because I was like, man, I was going for architecture, but it was kind of more of like my grandpa did some stuff like that. So it was like a family business, but I had no real intention to do that. It didn't apply. It didn't really interest me too much. So Yeah, I quit there, but that was probably my favorite teacher was him. And then from West, Miss Sokolowski, she was a Spanish teacher.
Mhm.
I think I remember her.
Yeah, she'd be coming down here sometimes, but her class was just fun. It was more so about the fiestas and stuff. We'd bring like PlayStation 2, be playing Guitar Hero and all
The
kinds of stuff
food.
like that. So
The
it was pretty
food.
lit. Yeah.
Did you guys bring food?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
dude.
And yeah, so it was pretty lit. I liked her class a lot, and I had her every year. I took because Spanish was like I'm gonna pass this class. It was easy credit. I'm probably getting an A on top of it. I was like, yeah. So I took it all 4 years, had her all 4 years, and it was dope.
That was the lit thing. So like I remember there was kids that like didn't have the same Spanish teacher
Mhm.
and they like dropped out. I had the same Spanish teacher all 4 years.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
And like I remember like English, I had I had Mrs. Pick. Me and her, like we talked after like I graduated high school. Like I saw her at the gym one time and she was very nice, you know. We were, you know, I apologize for being a shithead, but I skipped her class all the time. Still passed. I'd do my assignments and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. I just hate it because like she would always call me out for the dumbest things. Like I would finally show up after 2 weeks because I was like, you know what, I need to
Like,
go back
hey,
to class.
Dylan.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Dylan, nice to see you. Like
Yeah.
you finally show up, and
I
then
was
I'm
Miss
like,
Gangler.
and then I looked at her
Yeah.
and I just put my backpack back on and left the room.
That was me for physics. I took physics my junior year, and physics was a pretty hard class actually. I had to like show up and try, and even then it was pretty tough. But I had it first period, and I worked at Fairway, so I worked 5:30 to 7:30 trucks, and then had to go to school.
Miss it?
I was in what's that?
You miss it?
Oh no.
Oh no.
I mean, there were some good days, and you know, you're working with a bunch of your boys, like
Yeah.
my cousin, a bunch of boys from Riverside too, because it was a Riverside Fairway. So I grew up. Yeah, we were all tight, and they were cool. But man, I don't miss waking up for those at all. And it didn't help that I mean, I probably wasn't going to bed till after midnight, so I'm going off 4 hours of sleep. So then by the time I get to class, they had when I first got to West, they didn't even have they had the student lounge for y'all or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they didn't even have that. And then probably my junior year, they probably put it in. I was sleeping in that lounge I'm supposed to be in physics. I'm like, no, I'm going to bed. So I just go sleep in the lounge, skipping all those. And I passed that class somehow. So it's kind of same type beat.
Yeah,
Like,
I did too.
I think she just kind of was like, yeah, here you go, you know.
What was one of your fondest memories like during your childhood?
There's a lot.
Let's rattle them off.
Oh, man, fondest. I don't know, man. Probably really the Bennett's was like super, again, that's where I say I grew up. Just playing basketball out with the homies. We always had a basketball hoop in the parking lot there, or we'd spend a ton of nights playing football in the Harvey's parking lot. Harvey's right next to
Yeah.
it. We'd play, I mean, till 4 or 5 in the morning. Sun's coming up. All right, we better go in. But yeah, that was always cool. Just hanging. Really, that was the hangout spot for us when I was.
You say
growing up.
Harvey's?
Yeah.
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 My uncle like grew up with that guy, like worked for him since he was younger.
Perry.
Yeah, Perry.
Yeah.
So
he low key hated us because we was always they'd be coming in for work and we're still playing football in the parking lot from the night before. He's
well,
like,
all my family went to West.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like my family's the Kellers and the Carnes and
Okay.
all that. Yeah, my uncle's Dustin Carnes. I don't know. He's a little bit older than you. He's like 37, 38.
Name sounds familiar, but
Yeah.
I'm more. But
He
if
was-
if he came in here, I could tell you what he drank. Probably.
Yeah, he was a freshman, or you were a freshman when he was a senior. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was. I think he was like one of the only ones that graduated. Like not like the only one out of that family, but like out of his brothers and sisters. Like,
Yeah.
he was the only one. But yeah, he was. Like that's what I was telling Drake. Like, because you went to West, Drake went to West. I went to East. Like Drake goes, "Oh, you went to East," but like I didn't hang out with nobody from East.
Yeah.
Not a single soul.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you
I-
hang out with a lot of West kids?
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
once I met Drake and Matt and like all them, that's all I hung out with.
Yeah.
That's the thing, dude. Like West had like just kind of like like even Devin said it too, like that family culture.
Yeah. Well, that's how like when you were like, did I ever think of like transferring or anything? I was like, nah. We kind of looked at the other schools as like, man, like either preppy, like we don't mess with them, they're preppy, or like North was just like the other school that we were like.
I almost
nah.
transferred.
Did you?
Not for sports or anything, just
Because
because
of
like,
friends and
yeah,
stuff.
because I hung out with more people there than I did
Yeah.
in my own school, and like it was the only thing that stopped me was getting to school,
Yeah.
just because it was on the other side. But I
Yeah,
was gonna move
the-
in with my grandma.
Yeah, no, I loved West, man, and obviously, like you wish you were better at sports and stuff, and won some more games. But you know, I'm always big on like my childhood wasn't perfect, but it made me who I am today. West
Yeah.
wasn't perfect, but it made us who we are today. You know, so it's
Yeah.
like, man, there's something to take from it still.
So tell me more about the Bennetts. Like,
So I moved to the Bennett's in 6th grade, and I used to take an odd pride in living there, because it was
I asked my mom about it. It's like kind of was like a hotel.
yeah,
Kind of.
so it's listed as an
Yeah.
apartment, but if you drove by it, you're like,
It's in that little corner. Like
Yeah.
Harvey's is here, and it's like you know what I'm talking about.
yeah.
It's
So
like
there's
a L.
actually, it's right next to Harvey's. There's the Bennett's, and then if you go down by like the railroad tracks or Dairy Queen right there, there's the Annex. So they're both the Bennett's. One's just a separate
Okay.
part, but my family owned it, and
Okay.
so my grandma ran it. And so when we moved out of the apartments in North Sioux, we moved there, and they had some apartments like in the office building, but they were both full. So I literally lived in a motel room. It's basically a motel room. Like I said, they're listed as apartments, but it's like a motel room, 2 queen beds. It's like a Super 8 type,
Yeah.
And I lived there for I think 6th and 7th grade, literally in a hotel room. My mom, my sister, my dad, and then I remember in 8th grade we moved. The dude upstairs had moved in the office, so moved upstairs, and that was like the dopest to me. And I had the tiniest bedroom, bro. Like I could literally damn near touch both walls going like this. It was probably
Yeah.
like a foot longer.
But you're like,
But
I got my
I
own
got
room.
my own room, dude, and I had the most like 2000 setup you could have. I had like 3 TVs. I had a GameCube, a PS2, and then one for ESPN. I
It
was
was
just
dialed in.
I just took an odd pride. Like we were on like food stamps and EBT and stuff. So,
Hell
bro,
yeah.
dude,
Hell
I used to.
yeah.
It'd be the 9th. We got on the 10th. Last name's Worden, so I'm catching them late.
Yeah.
And
Felt that.
bro, I'd be at school on the 9th, like, hey, I ain't coming to school tomorrow. And they're like, why? I was like, food stamp day. I'm gonna be in the grocery store with my mom.
Facts.
Loading up little Debbie's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Dude.
it was like it was cool, man. Like I said, I just kind of took an odd pride in it. Like I'm this little ghetto kid or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, and going to West, I was like, I can relate. Whereas like Dakota Valley was almost like you don't want to show that almost because these kids are coming from the dunes and
Oh,
nice
yeah.
houses and
Pulling up in
stuff. So it
Hummers
was
and
like,
shit like that.
like I knew my family wasn't doing well. Like we used to have to borrow money from my grandpa like crazy, bro. It's like looking back at it, I'm just like, dude, it was crazy, man, how much money we'd borrow from my grandpa just to live. When I got to West, I was like, man, these are my people. They're all going through what I'm going through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was super comfortable at West for me. And then the Bennett's was the hangout spot, especially once we moved up to that upstairs, dude. It was like open door for all my friends. And looking back on it, I was like, man, I probably put my parents through so much struggle because we weren't well off by any
Yeah.
means. I mean, we were fortunate that my grandma owned that to be able to stay there, to be honest. And but dude, we used to, like I said, the 10th of the month come around, I'm let little Debbie'd up, whatever in the cupboards, and I'm inviting all my friends over, and I'm thinking now, like I'm doing all right, and my kids come in tearing snacks down. I'm like, y'all better chill out, and let alone we're struggling. I'm bringing home 5 friends. We smacking oatmeal cream pies by the box, like Mountain Dew's going down like nothing. I was like, man, I'm sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad.
So now you know.
Yeah,
but
now I
hey,
get it, man.
but isn't it like, I think it's awesome, like having kids, because like now you see them grow up, but then you also got the snacks for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's killing. I've been
Gushers
doing
don't
this.
last, man.
I've been
Yeah.
doing this sober October. Oh man, and it's like sober October and no candy is basically what I've been doing.
Okay.
But the no candy and no junk food, I'm like giving my kids all this stuff. I'm like, bro, November 1st, I'm about to tear this cupboard up, man.
Our cupboard is full right now.
It's full, stacked.
And
Mine
like
too.
I haven't been eating my like snacks because like I had tooth problems and stuff too.
Yeah.
And like, bro,
Oh man,
I'm-
you be
I'm
eyeing
just-
that
yeah,
stuff,
I'm
dude.
just
It's
waiting.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing. It's so if you want to talk about this, it's completely okay if you don't want to talk about it. You had a friend pass away.
Yeah.
Way back in Riverside.
yeah,
I think I
when I,
remember that area. Was
yeah,
it RB?
so Ryan Blanchard, RB. He was so he was one of like when I got to West Middle,
wait,
I was
I have
in-
a question.
yeah,
In Blanchard?
Blanchard.
What
Yeah.
It
happened?
says spell. It's not the
So
same.
he actually got shot
By his friend.
by a girl.
By a girl
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
his friend.
Yep.
Yeah, it was my
Mhm.
buddy Sam Seitzinger's brother.
Yeah, Sammy.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've known that kid since he was little. I don't know him super well, but RB was he was a
Damn.
pretty big important piece of my life because
He was awesome.
when I went to West in 6th grade, I was in the same homeroom as my cousin James, and then this RB kid. I never met him, but I'd met him, I had met him once before because he lived by my cousin James. So I kind of knew him coming to class, and he instantly was like infatuated with me, kind of oddly. And so we started hanging out 6th grade, and we became like really good friends. And then 7th grade, we same homeroom again, and like hanging out all the time, but to the point to where he was he was like an expert roaster, dude. But he's gonna say something about something you're insecure about that, like, if he said it in front of you now, you'd be like, man, I don't know that you should have said that, you know. But he was funny, and so he used to do it to everybody, me included. So he helped me kind of get used to people poking at my insecurities, because I used to be like, man, don't say, you know, I'm frustrated, don't talk to me, whatever.
Yeah.
And it got me kind of you know, to laugh at it instead. So he was pretty big for that in me. And then it got to the point to where this dude we'd be in school, he'd be like, yo, can I come over today? And he'd been over all week. I'm like, nah, man, I just want to hang out by myself. I don't want no friends over, nothing. He's like, all right. I'd go leave school. This fool would run out to my dad's car before me and be like, hey, Bill, can I come over? He's like, yeah, I don't care. So I come out to go home, and he's in the car already. I'm like, dude, I said no with it. So for a while in 7th grade, I remember I was annoyed. I was like, dude, just go home, bro. And then there was one day where I told him he couldn't come over. And I told my dad even. I said, don't even tell him he can come over. So we went home. I got home, and I was sitting there by myself. I was like, man, I'm kind of bored. I was like, man, I should have told Ryan to come over so I could do something. And right then, this fool knocked on the door. I was like, hey, I know you told me not to come over. I was like, bro, it's cool. I was actually finna call you. But I was like,
How old were you at this time?
In 7th grade, 8th
Okay.
grade. So 13, 14. And then, but we was
What
tight.
an
And
age.
yeah.
One
And
time.
he but then it just became like, I used to laugh so hard at him making fun of other people's. He was funny, but
Yeah.
again, a lot of people didn't like him because he's saying something about somebody's weight when they're insecure about it, or something, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
He's just gonna poke fun at it, and so a lot of people were like, "Man, screw this dude." But I was just like, he was funny. If you really listen to him, he's funny. But so we were tight all the way. I mean, all the way up until he died, to be honest. But when
he was young,
yeah, 17,
17.
or actually day before he turned 17 is the day he passed away.
Yep.
Wow.
And he, right at that point in time, probably we were together all the time. And then
Yeah.
when at that point in time, when it happened, when he had gotten shot, he started hanging out with this dude that I didn't really care for. And so, like, for the 2 weeks prior to that happening, I wasn't around him like every day like I had been. And there was not like we were mad at each other, but it was like we'd see each other and just be like, what up? And I don't like regret that or anything, because I mean, it is what it is. But I was like, man, I kind of wish I would have almost said, like, hey, stop hanging around them fools, kind of thing. I don't think he would have listened, but you know. But I remember that day, I had football practice that morning, and it was like before school had even started. It was August 11th, 2000. And I had football practice early that morning, but it was like picture day. So they did it out at Memorial or Olson or whatever they call it. Or not Memorial, Olson or Roberts or whatever it's
Yeah.
called these days. So
Yeah.
early morning practice, we did the pictures. I think we had practice that day too, or later that day, like a 2-a-day. So I came home, was taking a nap. I just laid down on the couch, about to doze off. And my sister and my cousin came running in screaming. I woke up, I'm like, what's up? And they were like, RB got shot. And I'm like, it doesn't even make sense, you know, like, because 17 years old, we weren't carrying
Yeah.
guns around or nothing. So I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, RB got shot. And so word traveled fast. And what had happened is they're sitting at this kid's house that I didn't care for, shooting guns at shit in the living room. And this girl didn't know what she was doing. Shouldn't have been playing with guns. And so it was cocked, had one in the chamber. She took the clip out. And
One of those instances. So
yep.
that they think, oh, the clip's
They-
out. There's nothing in it.
There's
It's
no
empty.
bullet, and she pointed it at him. And I can't remember where I'd heard this, but I know he said this because he's just that type of kid. And I heard that she pointed at him and was like, man, if you're gonna point that at me, you better pull the trigger or something, because that's just some shit he would say, like, you know. And she did, thinking it was empty, and right, I mean, literally point blank, bro.
Yeah.
And obviously devastated. I'm a 17-year-old kid, dude. It was rough right then. So you know, I remember the next morning, he had actually passed away overnight. Me and my buddy Chase Rand, we were all like the three amigos. His dad knew it too, so his dad called us and was like, hey, if you guys want to come up to the hospital and say goodbye, you can. So me and Chase went up there together. They wouldn't let nobody else in the room, so it was like, I appreciated that they even let us up there, and went in, you know, said our goodbyes and stuff. And that it taught me like how to deal with loss at a young age, to be honest. Not super young, but you know, I was
Yeah.
17, lost a very, very good friend. So it just taught me how to kind of cope with it. There's things I look back where I'm like, I was posting on Facebook a lot and emotionally, and I'm like, I don't do that anymore, because when I see the the things I'm like, I kind of wish I would have just kept that to myself or talked to
Yeah.
a friend about it. But I was doing it because I was like kind of looking for sorrow and people to feel bad almost. And I was like, I just don't like doing it personally. So, but it taught me to deal with it better, I guess. So, yeah, but it was rough. But I just thankful I had the friendship that I did with them and stuff. So it was pretty special.
For sure, hell yeah. I think once Matt passed away and TJ passed away, and man, it just like, and even Allie, I think that the world, like when you lose a friend, you just feel like the world just goes quiet for a
Yeah.
second.
Hmm.
When TJ passed, like I'm telling you, like I didn't sleep for days.
Yeah.
And like,
TJ was a big one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like, that's the thing. I had a 2009 Suzuki M1 Boulevard. It was a big tire bike. It was like a chopper.
Yeah.
And then he hit me up to ride that day, and he was just like, "Hey, we should go to Stone Park." We never hit Stone Park when I hit my bike because that thing couldn't handle those winds.
Yeah.
And so it's like I was like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna kick it." And then
Yeah.
everything happened. I was like, you always have that like, what if? Like
Yeah.
you said. So it kind of hits you for a second. It's like, what if I would have went with them that ride,
Yep.
and then something would have changed?
Yeah, we took a different turn or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had something like that with a different friend. It's a good buddy of Kiana's. His name was Tori Wiki. And he was in our grade, so I knew him all high school. We
We
were
grew up
cool.
together.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
But he had just moved to Riverside, so that year probably. And we got super tight because he was just hitting me up. He didn't really know a lot of other people out there, so we were kicking it pretty regularly. And the night the night that happened,
Yeah.
he ended up getting into a car wreck. I don't know if you've heard about this, but he got into a car wreck. And it was kind of a freak accident. He was with four other guys, and they were coming down this hill. It was a right angle turn. You couldn't go straight, and they were going too fast. Lost control. Car flipped up on its side, and it was like a Dodge Magnum. Those it's like a souped up station wagon.
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Flipped up on its side or on its roof and just slid across the snow for like 50, 60 yards. It was kind of a freak accident down into Perry Creek, upside down though. So all these dudes are strapped in this car underwater. A couple of them got out. I heard Tori got out and went back in to try to get the other guys out and ended up not making it. And but that night I was supposed to go bowling with him. We had talked about it the day before. And I had worked at Minerva's. By the time I got off, I worked a double. I was tired. I was like, man, he didn't hit me up or nothing. I was like, I'm just gonna go home and go to bed. And then that next day I woke up, I worked my whole brunch shift and didn't, I had heard people talking about this car wreck, but I didn't know anything about it. And then
Yeah.
Brandon Hayward, who also passed away, came into work.
Shout out Darkness.
Yep, shout out Darkness, man. And he had came in at the end of my shift on brunch and was like, dude, you hear about Tori? And I was like, no, what? He's like, dude, he passed away in this car wreck. And I was like, I had heard about this car wreck, not knowing anybody in it. And I was like, man, dude, I was supposed to go bowling with him last night. He obviously didn't end up doing that. He ended up going to this party. So I don't know if I would have hit him up if he was like, no, I'm doing this on this different tip. But I'm
Yeah.
like, man, if I would have hit him up, we could have went bowling that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That always what if always
Yeah.
kills like, the little voice in your head.
Yeah. It's just, I don't beat myself up over it, but
Yeah.
it's just like,
Bro.
the good people, man.
The one person, like, 'cause you bring up darkness,
Yeah.
bro. I have so much love for that dude. Like, just like from the time I met him. So
Yeah.
he was there. Like every time I seen him, he was always nice. Awesome. Like, we'd do shots together, everything here.
Yeah.
He came to one of my after parties. This was like, I think it was before I was 21, and this was actually before I was going to the bar. I met him before the bar and then started going doing shots with him. But it was the night I got stabbed.
I didn't know you got stabbed.
Yeah, this was
That's wild.
this was like when I was 20.
Okay.
So basically, we were having an after party. I went and picked up people because I wasn't like drinking yet, and so I went to the Hard Rock, picked up. It was after the bars. My friends went out, and then people came over, and then my buddy was like, "Yo, these people came over. I didn't invite. Like, I don't know how I feel about it." I went downstairs and I was like, "Bro, they're playing pong. They're enjoying. They're hanging. They're kicking
Right,
it, bro. Like, I'm
vibing.
not tripping." Well, we were like going through the music and stuff, and like everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, someone's like, "Hey, there's about to be a fight upstairs," and it was Darkness. And Darkness, because he charged this guy for a shot. It was a crack. He charged him $1 for 2 Budweisers and a Kraken shot. And the dude got like mad. Was like, "Yo, give him his $1 back." Blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what, dude? I had Budweiser at the time. I was like, dude, give him some more beers. I don't care. Drink as many as you want, bro. I don't care. Let's just have a good night.
Right.
I was like, go grab him some beers and we're cool. Darkness walks. All of a sudden, I remember he just gets cracked in the face. And I'll tell you more about it after this because I know, like, I'll tell you names and you don't know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And dude gets cracked in the face. And all of a sudden, I'm like, what the hell? I looked to my left, cracked in the face. I'm getting jumped in a corner.
no.
And then my buddy tried to help me, and he got stabbed under his arm.
Jeez.
And then when he helped me, I got out of the corner and I felt something hit my back, but I didn't know what it was. Like, and I had so much adrenaline from getting like
Didn't even
punched.
realize
Yeah.
it?
So then I'm squaring up with someone. My buddy drags me because he's like, he seen blood all over my back, and he's like, dude, what? Like, you're bloody all over your back. Took off my stuff, and I'm just leaking blood.
Damn.
Yeah, dude, it's
That's wild.
crazy.
Yeah, Darkness is a good dude too. I worked with him. I remember him from school a little bit, and I was like, I didn't know him. I just remember he was. This was in middle school, and I was like, man, that kid's wild because he was getting drug out by a teacher. He's flipping out, bro, going crazy. I was like, man, that's a wild kid. And then I worked with him at Minerva's. When I was 19, I started working at Minerva's, and I remember I was kind of intimidated going to that job because it was like fine dining, and I was like, man, I don't know if I even belong. These are country club people. I don't even know if I fit in here. See Brandon doing the job. He was training me. I was going to do the same job as him, and I was like, man, if this fool doing it, I can do this too. But it opened my eyes into seeing that, like, even the cooks and stuff. Like, I always looked at Minerva's as like this super fine dining. I don't even know if I belong there. To like talking to the cooks, I was like, these guys are all like me, just cooking for these fools, bro. Yeah. And but yeah, he taught me really a lot about doing this, man, bartending and everything. He taught me how to do so much, man. So that dude, he blessed me. And man, he passed away when was it? A couple years ago? Just this Saturday.
Yeah, about 3 years ago now.
I just seen a picture of his daughters, and man, that's what I always look at that one. I'm like, God, I wish that would, because it was preventable. I think if he would have had an inhaler or something, I think was the issue type thing. But I'm like, man, he was just such a good dad to them girls, and I'm just like, man, them girls got cut short, you know?
Yeah, that's just sad, man. It's like, I don't know. You just have that little, once you just lose a friend, it's just a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling in your stomach. And like, you kind of wish like, it's like a nightmare. You're like, okay, like I'm going to go to sleep.
Right.
You wake up, I'm going to hear him from the next day. Cause like when TJ passed, him and I had a long ass streak.
Yeah.
And so when it finally went away, it's just like, damn, this is real.
Right. Yeah. I remember feeling like that when RB had passed away. I was, you just, like you said, you just kind of hope that you're gonna wake up and there was like, I'm just kidding, and it'd be like, man, that's a sick joke, but I wouldn't even be mad.
Yeah, like
know?
when you realize like the realization of it, it's like you can't, like when you have that actually like wake up moment, you're like, this actually happened.
Right.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And so it's like,
man,
man, it's like it kind of,
and it's usually something preventable, like a girl holding a gun. Them kids shouldn't have been playing with guns. We were 17, not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we actually doing?
Shouldn't have been doing that.
Yeah. So, man, rest in peace to the ones that
Yep. R.I.P. Man.
That's what I'm saying.
Facts.
Like, I think we've lived a blessed life.
Yeah.
I don't right now, like I don't have the best life, but I know I have a better life than that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think ones that kind of got, life short, obviously rest in peace to them. And, we love you. We miss you.
Absolutely.
I mean, shit, Cody, you knew how it was. Like, I used to come out all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
When you called me a regular one day, I was like, I gotta come. I gotta stop.
If y'all, it's so funny to me because I see my regulars now, and every now and then I'll take a shot, and they're like, "Oh, Cody's taking a shot," and I'm like, "Man, if y'all knew me when I was 21, you would not be surprised at all." Because I was blacked out every weekend. I'm not talking like having a couple drinks. Like Cody was smacked, bro. It was.
I mean, when I first was coming, you weren't like drinking heavy, but you were drinking.
Yeah,
like,
even then, and that was probably what, like 5-6 years ago, maybe.
Yeah, because when I was freshly 21.
But yeah, dude, in 2020, I mean, really, like high school. Like I said, I got arrested 4 times for drinking, and that was just a half of it.
Yeah.
One time, so it was kind of funny though, because that one time that I got arrested before homecoming at that party, jumping down off that road, I was one kid out of 30 that got arrested. Nobody else got arrested that night from that fight. But then, like, I can't remember how long later, but sometime later, I was at a party in North Sioux, and cops came busted. There's 30 kids. They have everybody sit down. They're going to take IDs, hand out MIPs to everybody. So these cops come in the living room, and they had this sectional couch that, like, pushed up against the wall, like, into a corner. So where it bent, there was, like, a little gap in between the wall and the couch. And the cops had came in, sat everybody down. They're like, hang tight. We're going to come back, get everybody's ID. And they walked out, and I was like, what do I got to lose? I'm going to jump behind this couch and see if they find me. So I jumped back there, right? I'm sitting back there for probably 2 hours. These cops are terrible at their jobs because usually in Sioux City, it's like, all right, here's 20 minutes. We'll get the tickets and get y'all out of here. Where I was sitting there behind this couch for like 2 hours.
You in handcuffs at all?
No, they
'Cause
didn't even
this
know
is when
what.
they used to sit them down and just like,
Yeah, they'd write a ticket to
Oh.
everybody.
Oh,
You
shit,
go
okay,
around the
okay.
room, write a ticket to everybody. So I'm sitting behind this couch and I had to pee so bad, bro. It was insane. I literally was like, man, I think I'm about to piss on this floor, but I didn't want the noise to like catch, like a cop be like, what's that back there type thing. But I'm sitting back there and it's, I don't know, probably 17, 18. So there's everything at this party. I'm talking pharmaceuticals, whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff flying back behind the couch. I was like, bro, if I get caught back here, they're gonna say I had all this stuff, like I'm talking ecstasy, whatever. Everything was getting thrown. I wasn't even doing none of that, but it was all thrown back there because nobody else wanted to get caught with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, man. So sit there for 2 hours, and all of a sudden, like I hear the room start to clear out, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to wait for everybody to leave though, because I can't just walk out. And then I hear this cop and a kid come in. Everybody had left the room. This cop and a kid won't come in. He's like, I'm just looking for my coat. And I was like, bro, if this kid or cop looks behind here looking for this, I'm gonna punch this kid. Like, screw your coat, dude. Go home, And I heard this girl walk in, and she's like, I think I seen your coat in the other room. And so they left. She popped her head up. She's like, you got to jump out right now. And so I did. And I walked out past the cops, but they thought they had wrote everybody a ticket. So I just walked out past the cops. And this girl, and I didn't know her at the time, and I know her now. She's super cool. She gave me a ride home, and I was the only one that didn't get a ticket that night. So I was like, well, I was the only one that got caught at that party and the only one not at this. I was like, I'll take it as a wash. But
Hell yeah.
that's kind of lit though. You're just like chilling behind the
dude,
couch
it was
the whole
wild.
time.
Yeah,
Were
it
you,
was-
were
I'm
you
surprised
nervous at
no
all?
one snitched.
yeah,
Like,
nervous.
I'm not saying like you had like snitch friends, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they're like getting mad because they're
Well,
getting a ticket. And then
that's what I mean. There was a couple jealous kids, but like I think everybody would have been like, bro, what the hell is? If somebody would have done that, they would probably got beat up or something. You know what I mean? Like, why'd you have to rat him out? You didn't think of that. That's
Yeah.
on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then again, I was always 20, 21-year-old Cody was getting out, bro. It was bad. And so like it's kind of how you were saying, like obviously you've came a long ways. Like I have too, and I don't drink very much often anymore. And it's kind of funny to hear like a regular, I'm like, yeah, I'll do a shot with you. You're like, you're gonna take a shot? And I'm like, man, the people who knew me as a 21-year-old heard you say that, they would be like, what do you mean? This kid that used to black out every weekend taking a shot? Ooh.
I'm pretty sure I got Cody to do a Y bomb.
I might have.
I'm
It was
pretty
a
sure
heart
that was our
attack.
bet.
Oh yeah, I did. You're right. I don't
Yeah.
know, what was the bet for? I don't even
It
remember.
was
but
bags.
is that what happened?
Yeah. Because
Damn, I did lose to Thomas.
yeah.
Huh? What the-
Well, you lost technically to me because I think Slick was just throwing like shit, and
Okay,
Thomas was in
we're
his
gonna
ear.
blame Slick because I ain't losing to Thomas really in anything, if we're being honest.
But
Really
yeah, that's
in
why
anything.
that's why you lost you because
Yeah.
of the Y bomb. Yeah.
Yeah, I did do that. That's right.
That's true.
But I was saying, yeah, like I used to come out every weekend.
Doing those, I was like, bro, this dude come in, and I was like, let me grab a couple Red Bulls, and I was like, this kid's gonna have a heart attack in like it was
So he
wild.
told me about that drink last night. I was like,
It was terrible.
I was like,
Terrible idea.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I was like,
we
I'm
used.
not.
I did one, but him and Carson come out every week, and I was like, bruh, stop, please. They like one of them found out about it in Florida and brought it back, and I was like, that's a terrible idea. You should have left that there.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, because he went to Florida before me, and then he was like, I came out there like a little bit later,
Yeah.
because we went to EDC together, and
Mhm.
he was like, we went out that night, and he was like, you gotta try a Y bomb, bro. Like, what's a Y bomb? He's like, you take a Red Bull and you shotgun it with alcohol, and I was like, fuck it, let's do
It's
it.
maybe a good idea to start the night, and then you should
Yeah,
not do any
start
more
the
of those.
night, but if, like,
this
if I'm
dude-
like-
they were like,
No,
do
we
about 4 or 5 of these. I was
Yeah.
like, no.
we do 4 or 5 of those plus be drinking.
I think
normal.
we were like at a point where we're like, okay, I'm not gonna serve you more of those. You can have a beer, but
no more Red Bull.
put someone into cardiac arrest in the bar.
It was like I came here like 3 times in a row, and then it was my first time meeting Angelica here, and then you were working outside, and I was here to watch the Heat game, and I walk in, and I'm like, okay, I see Ange, whatever, and then I walk up to the bar, and Cody goes like, damn, 3 days in a row, you're a regular now. I hadn't come back after
Like, come on,
that.
bro.
It killed me.
Don't
right there.
label me.
Yeah, I was like,
but
don't leave me.
after like meeting Bailey and stuff, like changing my ways, because like then I was just, bro, I didn't care about bills, didn't care about nothing. I was,
Yeah.
let's get
See
drunk.
I was living with when I moved back from Sioux Falls. It was like right after I turned 21. I moved in with my 2 cousins. They're like sisters to me, basically. They're my uncle's daughters, and we pretty much all grew up together anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like I had one sister, but I really had like 3 more because we all lived together and stuff. Or didn't live together, but I was over there a lot. And I moved in with the 2. One's my age, one's my sister's age, so just a year older. But I moved in with them, and our rent was $200. I was
Yeah, that's
working
what
at
Kayla was
Minerva's
saying.
making fine money. I was like, I'm the 14 Vegas bombs, pour them up, whatever. We're blacking out.
14
You know what I mean? It was crazy. I was just coming out, spending everything I made at Minerva's that night. It was bad. Yeah, it was like kind of like my college experience almost living
Yeah.
at that house, the Bryan Street house, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was like my college experience. Probably we were turned there.
Yeah, because didn't you say you grew up in Bryan?
Yeah, 2021 Bryan Street.
Yeah,
Hell
2021 Bryan. Yeah, we
Hell
was
yeah.
partying there for sure.
The good old days.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when everything went downhill.
Yeah,
Like
Drake,
literally-
is that the one? Is that the house that you told me about? Because like Drake used to tell me that he used to take his PS3 and tape it.
No,
in the
that was on Bluff Street. So
Oh.
literally, we lived the good life. Because we lived in Sergeant Bluff for like a good while, and then my mom just randomly got sick out of nowhere. She got breast cancer, and like she just like tanked, like lost everything. Like we like lost everything. So we had the house, and my grandpa owned the house, and so I'm in like 8th grade, and I'm experiencing like all this shit for the first time. I had no idea. Like my mom's like in and out of the hospital like every other week, like just going through it. And then she was going to Mayo Clinic up in Minnesota during that time too. So like I'm living with my grandma in my 8th grade year, and then my grandpa, you know, love him to death, whatever. But he ended up kicking us out, so we're homeless at this point. And I'm like in 8th grade. I have no idea what the hell was going
right.
on.
Yeah.
And so like literally we were homeless and shit. And I'm living with my grandma for a little bit, and we finally get this house on Bluff Street. And dude, we lost everything at that point. Like my mom lost her whole entire 401k, savings, everything. Everything just went to shit after that. And so, dude, like I remember just playing. He was talking about it's like this ghetto ass house on Bluff Street, like probably 3 blocks away. Like for my first day of freshman year, walked outside. I'm driving to school freshman year, no license. You walk outside, bullet holes in my car.
He was thugging.
Yeah, windows busted out, everything like that.
Oh man.
Called Roman. I was like, bro, come fucking get me.
I'm not driving to school
Yeah.
like this.
Thing's a target, bro.
And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, dude, my windows got shot out. The whole car shot out. And so like, dude, he's like, what? So walked up to his teacher, puts his phone on speaker, good old MV3 days.
Yeah.
Flips it, he's like, yo, this is Drake Williams. I'm supposed to be at school. I need him to come get me. The teacher's just like, here, go get him.
That's some West stuff, man.
Yeah,
That's where
some
they're
West
like,
shit.
"All right, whatever,
Yes,
go
what I'm
ahead."
saying.
You know, that's what's crazy is like I remember just the difference in like Kayla, she like she was talking about North getting to detention or whatever, and I was like, bro, I never, because every referral you get, you're supposed to serve 2 detentions.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you how many referrals I got. I never served a detention at
Me
West.
neither.
Never. It was just like I remember my sister skipped an entire semester of school and they didn't even call my parents. Like,
Damn.
what? That's wild, dude. This kid's missing in y'all's eyes, and y'all ain't say nothing.
I think my dad got to a point where he was just like, stop calling me. I know he
Yeah,
doesn't go to
literally,
English.
Right.
Once my mom was going through like her chemo and shit like that, and like the West was calling her, she finally told her, she's like, ma'am, like I'm basically dying. Like these boys are 6 foot. Come get them.
Right.
Like tell Officer West,
send the
Officer
bus this
Baker,
way.
like 204 Bluff Street. Rick's
Yeah.
room's on the right, Dakota's on the left.
Yeah.
Come get him.
Yeah, come get them. They're like, yeah, we're not doing that. And she's like, oh, well, I tried that.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what you want me to do.
yeah. So one thing I want to get into is your relationship. So like, obviously we kind of got some good details last night from Kayla,
Mhm.
but let's hear your story. Let's hear from the jump.
So out the gate, I'd just moved back from Sioux Falls.
Yes, sir.
And I moved up there with a girlfriend that I was dating previously, and then when I moved back, I was like, I moved back a couple weeks before her because she was finishing up a job, and in those 2 weeks, I was like, I want to be single. I was like, bro, I was getting to a point to where I was like acting kind of crazy, and I was like, that ain't me.
Yeah.
When I was living with my cousins for 2 weeks, I was like, and so I ended that. And then I remember thinking to myself, like, I dated her for probably 3-4 years. I was like, I'm not getting back into a relationship. I'm just going to be single for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I was working at Minerva's, and I remember the first time I seen her, I was like, damn. You know, I was like, this girl. And then I think Brandon was probably like, yo, she got a boyfriend, chill out. And I was like,
Turks?
all right. Huh?
Is it Turkish?
No, Hayward.
Hayward, okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
he was probably like, you know, somebody was like, she got a girl, chill out, and I was like, all right, because I'm not that type of dude, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever. And then we just I think one time I was like, her friend had came in. I was like, man, hook me up with your friend, you know, kind of just joking around or
Yeah.
whatever. And then so she actually like tried to hook me up with a different friend. It was kind of weird. They had an adult roller-rama, and I went out there and she was supposed to hook me up with a friend, and I was like, not really feeling that because I was like, and honestly, I was trying to talk to you if we're being real, but um, we after that night at Roller Ramen, we went back to the Bryan Street house and like we all partied, whatnot. They left, and then I was talking to my cousins. I was like, man, the girl in the white pants, because they don't know none of them. I
Yeah.
was like, girl in the white pants, blah blah blah. So then my cousins were always talking about this girl in the white pants, girl in the white pants, and then she turned 21, and she actually invited me to her birthday, and I was at home waiting, and I fell asleep, and she was like kind of pissed at me. And I was like, "You got a boyfriend? What are you even mad at me for? I'm just a friend, bro." But I woke up that night, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'll come out." So we went to the firehouse, and I get in there, and she's like introducing me to her dad and stuff. I'm like, "Wow, I'm just a friend, bro. What are we doing?" And then because again, she had a boyfriend, but I was like kind of getting different vibes from it.
Yeah.
And then she ended up
Crazy.
ending that relationship, and we hooked up immediately. And then dude, it was like instant that, like, because like I said, I was planning on being single for a while. Like, I didn't even have intentions. I wasn't looking to date anybody. And I was like, after hanging out with her a couple times, I was like, you're a fool if you don't date this girl. I was like, you can't walk away from this. What are you doing? So
Yeah.
it was instant. And then 2 months after we had started dating, she was pretty much at my house every night. My cousins were like, when are you moving in? And she was like, man, we've been dating for 2 months. And I was like, dude, I got an extra dresser, whatever. And so
Yeah.
she ended up moving in, and it was kind of crazy at that point in time. Because
This is Bryan Street?
yeah, Bryan Street.
Nice.
And but it was like, we only been dating for 2 months. We're moving in together. We started putting our money together, same bank account. We got a car together, like, instantly. And it just, everything was just flawless. So, like, I mean, we never
So
had,
did you guys
like,
put your guys' bank account like together pretty quick?
real quick.
Yeah. So that's how I was. Like, people told me I was there like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, this like, you
Yes.
know how much, I don't know. To me, it helps like finances. Like if we're living
Absolutely.
together and we're
Yeah.
paying bills, shit.
Yeah,
it's-
and everybody's different. I have this conversation with a lot of people at the bar, because some people are like, "No, I'm never." I mean, they're married and don't do it.
Yeah.
They're married and they might have a joint account, but they got their own separate. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what's going on with our bank. Kayla does all that. I'm just like, I swipe my debit card at the gas station. I'm like, hopefully it works.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does
I
it
couldn't
work?
tell you.
Approved?
Couldn't tell you.
everything.
But yeah, so we were instantly, and I've always looked at it as like, man, it just makes life easier to me because you're a team. Like you said, you're paying the same bills. Like, I'm not gonna say, hey, this half is your responsible, because there might be times where I'm down and you need to help me out, or vice versa. And it's like, we're just gonna do it. We're all gonna work, or we're both gonna work towards the same goal together. And we were both on board with that, so it works out. And that's not for everybody, I get that, and teach their own. But for us, it was like,
It works for me. I mean, I
Yeah.
love it.
makes
Like,
it
it's-
easier. Like I said, you got a common goal. We're both trying to do the same thing. And for us specifically, I think where other couples might run into issue is like if a guy is working more, if a girl is working more, whereas we work the same job, we make the same money. There's no,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's like we're literally 50-50,
Yeah.
So it
I
makes
mean,
it easy.
I-
We don't have any arguments of, well, I put in this many hours and I want to go do, there is none of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little animosity, a little
Yeah.
weird.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was a couple like arguments with me and my fiance, like just, whatever, like we got like kind of, and then we thought about it and we are just like, you know what? Doesn't matter who makes more. Like you might make more one month.
Yeah.
I might make more one month. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, our kids got what they need,
Yep.
and then we can do what we want once in a while.
Yep, and that's how I prefer it. Like I said, it made it real easy for us off the jump. Especially, like I said, we got a car together, and it was like I couldn't have got that car without her, and I probably couldn't have kept. I could have, but I wasn't responsible enough at that point in time. I probably would have been missing payments or something like that. But like
yeah.
it just made life easier for both of us, to be honest.
Oh yeah, like I have, I have a 2016 GMC Sierra now.
Mhm.
Like it's all decked out and stuff.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't have done it without her.
Yeah.
like she's co-signed her on
Yeah,
it. you
that's
know?
what Kayla. It was like I said, it was kind of crazy because I remember my buddy Casanova. He's super well off, just killing it nowadays. He lives down in Dallas, but he was working out at Billion. He had just stopped working at Minerva's with us, and he was hitting me up like, I had this broke down Malibu that I bought for my cousin for $500. This thing was, I'm talking like,
Rode the wheels off.
hopefully it starts today type beat, dude. It was
But you're like,
dying.
it got me where I needed
Hey,
to go.
Hey, that's all that matters.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
And yeah, this thing was, I'm bald tires. I remember one time I was like, I was driving to work at Minerva's on a snow day. Bro, I'm coming down right in front of West High on that hill right before Castleman.
Yeah.
Car did a full 360 twice, and I was like, man, good thing there was no traffic the other way, because there was nothing I was doing. These tires were bald. Like it was It was bad,
Yeah.
but my buddy went out to Billy and he hit me up like, yo, he's just trying to push cars, obviously. And I was like, man, my credit ain't doing that. I'll tell you right now. He's like, well, what about Kayla? And I was like, Kayla, you want us to co-sign for a car? Sure. Went out there, left with the Nissan Sentra that day, but it was brand new. Like first brand new car we ever had. And I was like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one question though. I asked Kayla the same question, and so I want to kind of get your perspective on the question. So obviously, like when you guys first got together, you guys instantly clicked. Everything, obviously, look what you guys built together now. Do you think a soulmate is found? Do you think a soulmate is earned?
Whew. That's a good question, man. I mean, she didn't have to change a lot for me, so it was kind of like found. I mean, in my opinion, I guess.
'Cause you being in the bar business, you've probably seen every relationship.
Oh, I've seen. Yeah. Oh, dude, I've watched people propose on the patio, dude. When I remember one time it was so awkward. This dude and girl came in. They were working at McCarthy and Bailey's,
Yeah.
the pub that used to be there. They came in early, 3 o'clock. I just opened up the bar. They come in, and these people were the couple that were freshly started dating, but they were already fighting. Like, this ain't going nowhere.
Oh Lord.
And so they come out there, they're having a drink. Girl goes to the bathroom, and the dude looks at me. He's like, hey, I'm about to propose. And I was like, what? He said, I'm about to propose. Girl comes back, dude gets on a knee. I'm the only person there, bro. It was
Only witness,
so
you're probably just
awkward,
like-
dude. I was like,
And you're like,
I gotta say congratulations when I'm like, really, y'all ain't even about to follow through with this. They didn't either. It was, but I was just like, man, I've seen some weird stuff. You seen some? Yeah, I've seen some odd stuff here, man.
Hell yeah. So what we talked about your wedding. So tell me your side of the story on the wedding. How was the
How was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was immaculate. I mean, so me.
the all white wedding?
All white. Yeah, it was clean.
It was clean.
One regret that I have is I didn't get the shoes because I bought all my groomsmen Air Forces, and it's like it's funny to me because like Kayla's cousin Brody was in the party and he still has his Air Forces and a couple other guys do. We left our wedding immediately and drove to the airport, went on our honeymoon on a
Yeah.
cruise, and I wore them that whole time. So by the time I got back, they were just shoes. Like, bro, I should have kept those because they were my wedding shoes. But yeah, it was super dope. And proposing was like the big thing for me. Like as far as like stress and stuff like that. Like I remember I bought the ring, but we put our money together, so I had to finance it. But I'm like, hey, y'all can't charge me for like a month, because otherwise she's gonna see something at the store. And so I was like, all right, I bought this ring, and it was like right after we had agreed to buy the bar. We were like, we're gonna buy the bar together. So I was like, man, if I'm gonna buy a bar with this woman, why am I not marrying her? So I literally went out and bought a ring, and I had a month to propose. And I was like, cooking up ways to do it. I knew kind of some details that she wanted. She wanted her family there and whatnot. So I remember the first person I told was Thomas, and it was like 3 days before I was about to propose. I was driving. We were going to Riverside. I was driving off the exit, and I was like, bruh. So I bought Kayla a ring, and I was like,
Did you just let it fly?
what's that?
Did you like I gotta tell you something, or did you just let it fly out
Oh
there?
yeah, no. I was like, or to
Tommy.
Thomas.
yeah, when you told Thomas.
Yeah, when you
Yeah,
told
no,
Thomas,
I
when you
was
told
like-
Thomas, did
yeah,
you
it was
just
just-
let it fly? You're
yeah,
like,
it was
I
just
bought
kinda-
Kayla a ring. Like,
Yeah,
what?
it was kind of casual like that. Like we were just driving. I was like, bro, I gotta tell you something. He's like, what's up? I was like, I bought a ring. I proposed to Kayla, and he was hype and
Hell yeah.
whatnot. And then so I did it in the way that I was gonna get everybody there, her family, without her thinking, hey, something's up. Because I wanted it to be a surprise. Was like we always did a big thing for opening day of football, and it just so happened to be September 11th. This one on the opening day, and I
Yeah.
didn't think nothing of it. And so Thomas ain't 21 at this point, but he comes. Her cousin Becca is not 21. She's turning 21 the next day, but
Yeah.
Kayla was stickler. Like, you're not coming till you're
Oh yeah,
21. So they both
she
come
was
in-
like, she was giving us the
yeah,
rep.
yeah, they come in the bar, family's there, and I'm like, I told my buddy Tremel he's my homie down here, dude.
Shout
and,
out, coach.
Yep, shout out Coach T. And I was like, hey man, and I told him, he knew what was up. I was like, you need to get everybody's attention. I'm about to do this. Just say, I need you to come up to me and Kayla and be like, hey, you guys should say thank you to everybody for coming today. And so I'm like, all right. So Tremel was like, hey, everybody, these guys got a word they're going to say. And I was about to start talking, and Kayla just jumps in. She's like, we just want to say thank you to everybody. I'm like, shut up. I'm trying to propose, And so she gets done saying her thing. I'm like, so, football brought us all together, but there's actually another reason we're here today. And she thinks that I'm fitting to, like,
Talk about 9/11.
commemorate 9/11. She's like, thinking these people are drunk. Don't make it emotional. And then I pulled it, but I remember like the weight that came off my shoulders, bro, after doing the proposal. It's insane, dude. Because we went to my cousin's daughter got baptized that day, so we're in church. We're coming right here after the baptism, so I got the ring in my pocket, and I'm wearing shorts or whatever. I'm like, dude, if she just happens to do one of these and feels it, and then what's that? And then it's ruined. I was like, don't touch me. But it was just so stressful, the whole morning. I'm like,
Was your heart like going crazy?
oh, insane. And then once I did it, I was like, and then I remember, obviously everybody's celebrating, everybody's happy, we're taking pictures. And then like a good minute after that, I took her aside and I said, hey, we've obviously never done this. I know that marriages can be hard, but we're going to work through this and we're going to have a great life. And it's just nothing but that. Like, and we haven't had, obviously there's going to be tiffs,
Yeah.
you're going to argue, whatever, disagreements, it'll happen. But overall, like, I couldn't be happier. It's the best. I've truly found my best friend. It was funny because I was just talking to my middle daughter, Pearl, and she said, why'd you marry mom? I said, I love her. And she said, well, why do you love her? I said, she's my best friend. She's like, she's not your best friend. I said, why ain't she? She's like, because best friends live in another house. I was like, no, that's your best friend. Like, this is different. She didn't get it yet. But yeah, it was kind of funny. But yeah, I'm just super fortunate. You know, like, takes two, obviously. Like, we're both great to each other. I remember thinking, like, when I was younger, or maybe even while I was with Kayla, but like having the mindset of like, I need to be the leader. And she does so much that I struggle to keep up with her. Like, I often try to do stuff just so I don't feel bad for as much as she does for us. And it's like hard to keep up with her. And I'm just thankful for that.
Yeah, because you guys look really highly of each other. And like, obviously, like, we all know that every relationship's not rainbow and sunshines here and there. But just the way she explained everything yesterday, I was just like, damn, like, I had Angelica in tears.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I couldn't tell you how blessed I am, like, with my kids and everything. Like, I always had, like, when I was younger, I was like, I want to be a millionaire, whatnot. And it's like, man, I'm glad that I never really truly pursued that. Because I think, like, there's a path for everybody in life. If there's a path for you to become a millionaire somewhere in life if you make the right choices. And that was a goal of mine. I was like, maybe I need to move to Vegas and be a bartender, become a bar owner, and that's the way. But I'm glad I never pursued that because I couldn't be happier with life, and money couldn't change it. You know what I mean? I got my kids, I got a house, everybody's fed, my wife's beautiful. It's just I couldn't picture a better life than what played out for me. It's crazy.
Hell yeah. One thing now is you made Tommy your best man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Coach T, there was a battle for it because I got my boy Abe too. We're not he's got a kid and daughter's busy with work and stuff, so we don't talk as much as we used to. But like growing up, he lived a block away from the Bennett's, so he was one of them kids over there every day, and he was one of my good friends, especially after RB had passed. Me and him were like tight. So it was when I got proposed or when I was engaged, it was like Thomas was like, "Who you making your best man?" Abe, same thing. Coach T, who's your best man? And I was like, man, Thomas is gonna be the best man. I've known this fool since he was born, man. I remember this fool was infant. And this dude's head was so big, and this is he's gonna hate that I'm telling the story. This dude's head was so big as a baby. It was before he could really crawl, but he could like skirmish across the floor. And his head was so big that he just put it on the floor. And this dude had a rug burn patch on his forehead because he just scoot across the floor like that. Melon, dude. But yeah, so I've known that kid forever. He is like my kid sometimes. You know, that's how I feel. I'm like, I remember this fool being 13, 14. I'm 21, 22 partying at this house, and he's over here. And then Kayla came in and spoiled the hell out of him. Like
she said they used to give him all your fives and ones.
Bruh, yes. It was crazy, man. I was like, I was like, man, I used to save all my just fives and ones in a jar. And so that's probably how it started. She was like, quit saving those, give them to Thomas. Man, that kid don't need them.
Think about how much money you guys probably would have had, though.
That'd be insane, dude. I'm telling you, man.
Thomas, you guys were spoiled. You spoiled him.
Give me a couple checks, man. I know you got a bonus coming, man. What's up?
What's up? Let me get that.
Yeah.
It's okay if you want to talk about this. I know we talked about it the past weekend. I was doing some digging but your mom passed away.
Yeah, in
at a young
2020.
age.
Yeah, she was 52, and that was my my grandma had passed away from cancer, and my mom did as well. And my grandma Margie, I haven't talked about her yet, but super big in my life. She was a super big businesswoman. She ran the motel that we lived in, but like
Mhm.
the way she ran it was boss level, dude. Like she was a gangster. Like rent was due on Friday, and you better have it. You know, like
Yeah.
she wasn't playing, but she taught me a lot. And so I watched. My family's real good about like not doing homes, like putting people in a home, retirement home or whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my family, she pretty much lived the last months of her life at my house at the Bennett's, and obviously it sucks, and I'm not the only person to go through it, but like watching the weight loss from cancer and
Yeah.
watching my grandma be defeated because like you're going through chemo and it's optimistic and maybe it'll get rid of it, and then there comes a certain point where you either do or it's like okay, we're done with chemo. It's you got a
Not-
few months type
Yeah,
beat.
it's not helping.
And that watching the defeat in my grandma really hurt, and because she was such a, like I said, such a boss. So it was like watching
Yeah.
a person that I love that was super strong to me be defeated. It really hurt, but it also, again, when it came around with my mom, I was like, here we go again. But I had also dealt with it. But it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life was she had lung cancer, and when we found out about it, it was already at stage 4. So as soon as I heard that, I'm on my phone. What stage 4? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Well, stage 4 means it's to the bone and it's probably irreversible. But the Junie Nylon Center was like, we're gonna still go through with chemo because it can be
Yeah.
it can prolong her life for 5 years type thing. And then so she was doing that, and we were helping her. She's losing weight. She's getting less mobile. And then, so it's just hard to stay optimistic at that because I had seen it before. I'm like, man, again, here we go again. I watched this with my grandma. Now my mom's got it. And then it came to the point where the doctors told me and my sister, they're like, it's too far. There's no more point in doing chemo. And it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life was telling my mom that, like, got a few months to live.
Yeah.
And I always like I'm good at talking in front of people and stuff, but like I always praise my sister because I couldn't. I choked up so bad trying to get those words out to my mom, and my sister was the one to do it. And when we told her, she said it was just like regret, like she was like, man, I thought I had more time was the word she said, and I was like, that you don't want to hear that. I thought I
Yeah.
had more time, and it's like, damn, man, you just watched regret go through her mind. And then she starts asking questions, not that day necessarily, but
Yeah.
as time goes on, she's, was I a good mom and this? And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
For,
I have. Yeah. I have. I was gonna read it if that's okay with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna probably choke up because I literally sent this to Angelica. I was like, I'm literally crying. I'm tearing up to even. I was like, so I'm just gonna get to it. She would ask me towards then if I thought she did a good job raising my sister Katie and I. Like she was worried like she hadn't. I could only laugh because it was obvious to me that she did a great job raising not only us but any kid we brought home. She loved everyone like we were her own, and she would smack you in the head like you were her own if you did something you shouldn't. The support we've gotten in this shows me that I'm not the only one that thought this. We love and miss you always, Mom. Thank you everyone for the love and prayers.
And that's like I said, it was open door at the Bennett's. If my mom first met you, so like if we was
There was a
boys
lot of
back-
people I'd known that like the comments were going. I was
Oh,
reading
bro,
it.
if so, my mom probably had heard about you before you came over, right? Because you're
Yeah.
my boy or whatever, and I probably told her something stupid that we did. So if you would have came over that first time, my mom was like, "Hey, how's it going?" Bap, side of the head. Don't do that. Whatever I had told her, don't do that shit again. Type, and anybody could get it, dude. Anybody could get it. I remember it was probably the last time my mom smacked me in my head. And I remember it because it was funny because we were having a water balloon fight at the Bennett's. And I didn't even live there. I was living on Bryan Street, but we were over there in the summer celebrating something. And we
Yeah.
were having a water balloon fight with all the kids. So I go back up to where I used to stay. I think she was still living there at the time, maybe. And I go up and through this other bedroom, you get on the roof. And I'm like, aerial attack. I'm about to mess everybody up. So I bring a bucket of water balloons up on the roof. I'm standing just outside the window chucking. And all of a sudden just whap. And I'm like, bro, I'm on the, and I could tell it wasn't a water balloon. Like I got smacked. And I'm like, bro, I'm on the roof. How the hell did I just get smacked, And she's hanging out the window. She's like, get your ass off that roof. Get in the house. And I was just like, man, what if you would have hit me and I fell off the roof or something, lady? But I was like, she's just, anybody could get it at any time. Don't be stupid type thing. But yeah, it was rough, obviously. But at the same time, I look at, because I had watched the podcast, and I know you had recently lost your parents or your father, right?
Yeah.
And it sucks, but at the same time, it's like, it's life. Children are supposed to bury their parents. So I'm like, I would do anything to get her back, but I'm just thankful that I had her for the 28 years that I did.
Yeah.
And that, it ain't the other way around. Like, I watched RB's dad have to go through that, and that's devastating for a parent to have to bury their child. So it's like, I'd do anything to bring her back, but it's life, and I'm thankful for the time that I did have with her, and that's just how I stay positive about it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that was actually going to be one of my questions. I was going to ask you, like, what's your best advice to try? Like, I mean, I get through it because I know, like, I got to keep pushing. I got kids. I got things, of my own. But my dad was like my best friend.
Yeah.
And like I lost him around. You lost your mom at 28. I lost my dad at 27. It's like,
yeah, it's rough, man. And there's days where there's good days and bad days. I have more good days, fortunately, but there's days where I intentionally am just thinking about it for whatever reason, and I'll find some time to myself, and I'll play some Dear Mama Tupac and cry or whatever. You know what I mean? Just let it out. Some days be like that, and I don't have them often, but if I do feel like that, that's what I do. So I'm thankful that I had my mom as long as I did, and I'm also like, I try to be optimistic about it in the sense of like, there's people who never met their mom because they died at childbirth or something. So it's like, I'm pretty fortunate to have made it 28 years with my mom. Or even on the other side, there's people who lost their mom earlier than me, and that would almost be harder than not having your mom because you did get to know your mom, and then you lose them at a young age, and it's like, okay, now where do I go? I'm a child, and I lost my caretaker, So it's like, I try to be fortunate and just thankful that I got to know my mom and have her as long as I did. That's kind of helps me get through it. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I had the rough night, like you said, about like, or the rough days where you had Dear Mama or whatever. I think it was recently, actually, like me and Bailey
2 weeks
went
ago?
out. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And because Drake, I think you texted me, or Carson did, and they're like, why are you out there?
Yeah.
Like, I got really drunk. I got really upset. I was just like wanting my dad, and I went out to the graveside. And I have, since he's passed, I have not been there since we buried him. Yeah. And this was the first time, and it was just hard.
Yeah, no, I go out there on her birthday every year, March 25th, and then the day she passed was July 12th. So those 2 days for sure, I go out there and I don't make a big deal of it. I'm not like, I try to early in the morning before, because I got kids and stuff. I'm not trying to be cold hearted, but life goes on and there's stuff we have to do. But there are those days, and I'll make time for myself to go out there. And a lot of those times on her birthday or on them, I go there, I play sad songs, and I sit there and chill. I'll bring out a Mountain Dew because my mom loved Mountain Dew, so I'll put a Mountain Dew there, and I just sit there and let it out, man, and reminisce. I always think about stupid. Like, I remember one time, it's the dumbest thing ever, but I always remember it because I swear I'd done it a million times, but it's just one of those dumb things. I remember I was eating Pringles when I was little, and I put them opposite way so it looked like a duck, and I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, but I looked at my mom and I said, "Mom, I'm a duck," and the way she laughed was like, is the funniest thing she ever heard. And I was like, I remember thinking as a kid, I was like, I've done this before. Why is it so funny? But maybe, whatever it was. But I was like, I just think of stupid little things like that. And it just, I'm thankful for them. Happy I had those. And then, I let that out. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to my day, So,
yeah. No, it gets hard.
Yeah, it definitely. And like, some days are worse than others, And time will go, I'm 5 years past my mom passing away. So they get less and less, Or you just, you just deal with it a little better, I guess. But yeah, you're gonna have those days, man. It definitely happens, man, to everybody,
Because I haven't hit the the birthday stage or the
and those are rough, dude. Especially on first ones, like
and his is New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
that's the roughest part. Is because I know I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna go drink, but I'm gonna try to make the best of it.
Yeah.
Like
I said, just be thankful for 27 years you had him,
Oh yeah,
and try to. It's easier said than done, but. Yeah, try to just celebrate life rather than,
Drake, no excuses. You're going out with me.
I was gonna say we should do a pod on New Year's Eve.
Hey,
I'd be down.
I say we should do
that'd
one
be
on
a crazy one. New Year's would be probably more wild than Halloween, to be honest.
Same thing, you know.
Yeah.
Same deal.
Well, let's obviously, like, you know, like, rest in peace to Mike. Say rest in peace to everyone that we've talked to in this whole
Yeah.
conversation. You know, like, gone too soon. So when I saw like the age, like, I bawled my eyes out
Yeah.
because we just celebrated Chad's 50th birthday.
Yeah.
And it's so see, like, when I read that, and I was just like, I remember texting Angelica. I was like, that's just like
Yeah.
devastating.
Young.
Like, I just celebrated with Chad. He just turned 50. We had his pod.
Yeah.
Celebrated his birthday on the 16th.
And it can happen like that too.
That's what
'cause
I'm saying.
what's
That's like
cancer kind of came out of nowhere, but it's
Yeah.
like it runs in my family. My great grandma Fiddy, that we call her Fiddy, but her name's Viola. But cancer. My grandma, my grandpa on my
Yeah.
mom's side cancer, and my mom cancer. Yeah,
It's always good to get those checkups, though.
yeah, absolutely.
Just in case. You
Well,
know?
and
Yeah.
technology's getting better. I'm hoping by the time I'm older, because they got like little robotic things to go in and take pictures that can spot it super early now.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's around by the time I'm, having
Yeah,
to worry
for
about
sure.
that, man.
Yeah, let's get into you buying PBR. You know, let's
Yes.
get into, I want to know, like, I read what you posted on here. This was back in 2016.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started from the Bennett's. Now I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that post
I
because
always-
I was happy crying
You gonna
that
check that?
day.
All right, hold on one second.
Yeah.
So good? Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna restart. Once you sit down, I'm gonna restart it. So I started from the Bennett's. Now I'm here. Hey, that's a bar.
Yes, sir.
I always remember that tiny room upstairs at the Bennett's, the friends and family and the good times that came with it. But I came a long way since then. I worked hard, met lots of awesome people, and had a great journey to get to where I'm at. I'm very fortunate to say that it's paid off because today I'm proud to say, and my fiance, Kayla Marie, couldn't do it without you. And I are officially part owners of Blue Ribbon Tap. Looking forward to spending this new year with everybody who has helped us make it possible. See you this weekend. Thanks, everybody. Look, Mama, we made it.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah. It was
Are you guys still
crazy.
part owners, or are you guys full?
Yeah, no, part owners. We have a business partner. His name's Joe Lawler. He actually owns Lawler Fixtures. It's
Okay.
a restaurant supply, and he fixes fridges, cooler. Dude can fix anything. He's
Hell yeah.
one of the best business partners you could have, man. Shout out Joe.
Shout out
Because
Joe.
it's like he's.
But
the-
you guys are more in. Like,
yeah,
obviously
we,
here.
we do the day to day stuff, schedule orders and all that. He's like the fix it guy, and yeah. So like if cooler breaks, he knows he's just good to have on your team in the bar business for sure. And he's super business minded. Like he's taught us a lot for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so when I started working at Blue Ribbon, we left Minerva's together, Kayla and I did.
Yep.
And we came down here. I was going to work at Blue Ribbon, and her sister Haley was working at McCarthy and Bailey's, but they only hired female servers at that time. So she was going to work there, and I was going to work here because we were done with Minerva's. They hired a manager we weren't getting along with, and we were
Yeah.
out of there. So I started working here in 2014. It was August. And then we worked here for, so about 2 years, but before we became owners. But it was probably a year into it. The guy who was the manager, he's a good buddy of ours, but he was not at the best place in life at that point in time. He was drinking a little more than he should have been behind the bar and whatnot. And he was the manager. I was the only other full-time person. Everybody else was part-time. It was like their weekend gig kind of thing. So I was like, man, this dude's not doing great right now. They're probably going to have to let him go with everything he was doing just wasn't good. And I was like, they have to make me the manager because nobody else is even full-time here. So
Yeah.
that was my plan. And it was kind of odd because I remember when I was working at Minerva's, this kid named Tim Baker, shout out Tim. Dude's like the most positive-minded person you'll ever meet. But he was asking me at Minerva's one day, he's like, what do you want to do? And I was like, dude, it'd be dope to own a bar downtown in Sioux City. And I was thinking when I said that, like when I was 40 or 50, have some money, buy a bar, that'd be dope,
Yeah.
whatever. But just a couple of years down the road, I'm working here. And like I said, they were letting the dude go, and they were like, well, we need someone to manage it. And right at that time, Kayla had started picking up some shifts over here because a girl had got let go. So we were both working here, and they were like, they let the dude go, and they were like, we want you guys to manage it together if you guys are down. And I was like, oh yeah. And I was so hyped for that because at that time I didn't go to school. I didn't have a degree in anything. I was just a bartender, and I was like, this gives me manager qualification. So if this doesn't work out, I can go somewhere else and say I've been a manager,
Yep.
So I was hype about that. So then we started doing that for about a year or so, if I had to guess. And then the guy, so there were two owners of the bar. One of the guys had sold out already to Joe, who's our business partner now.
Yep.
And the year in 2015. And the other guy, his name's Dan Howard, he helped us out tremendously too. He was ready to sell because he only got in the bar business to help Rick kinda. He was a retired. He didn't even need the bar. So when Rick sold out, he was like, "Hey, I want to sell out too, but I'd like to sell to you guys if you guys want to." And I was like, "Dude, we don't have any kids. Like, what do we have to lose? You know what I mean? Even if we buy it and the bar crashes, credit's not gonna look great, but like all in all, we're gonna be fine, you know." So I was like, "Dude, let's do it." And so I think we worked for like 4 months straight,
Yeah, she said
every
that.
shift we could,
Yeah,
every
Like
shift we could.
doubles,
Dude,
triples, the
we
whole
went
9
crazy, dude. We
yards.
were
Yeah.
Working, just making
working.
money.
Like I said, didn't have no kids. We were like, because we need to get a loan to buy the business. You just got to put money down. So we grinded till the end of that year. And then that post is like, all right, we did it. We made it. We got a loan, a little bit of help from Dan because I doubt the bank would have gave us a loan without him. He kind of had some pulls. So he's like, hey, man, hook these kids up. And we were like, yeah, grinded, got the loan. Rest is history, man.
And
Been
now look at
running
you.
it. Yeah, 8 years later, 9 years later.
Going on 9. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I've seen that.
Crazy, man.
One thing I was gonna ask, like, how, like, that's my, like, I told Drake, I was like, not like, I don't know if it's a bar, whatever I decide I want to do, you know, I do want to invest in something
Mhm.
that's gonna be long term, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, say hypothetically, like, your bar, your partner wanted to buy out, and like me and Drake were like, fuck it, we'll buy. Unless
Yeah.
you guys were gonna buy the full thing, you know, but like, you wanted another partner, and we were like, buy something. Like, that's something I would want to do. What is your best advice to get to a point like that?
Obviously, you gotta have a little bit of money, so you'd have to save up some, and then just finding the right situation. Super blessed to be downtown. You know, like if we were a bar,
Especially a bar
off-
you like,
Yeah.
honestly.
But
Oh,
what's
you're in a
funny
great
is
spot.
what's funny is I wasn't a big PBR guy before. I
Oh,
was
really?
So when I was 21, Firehouse was
Oh, it was the move.
I mean,
Dude.
even when I was 21,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it
we were
was-
vibing.
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It was
Yeah, we used to go
popping
there all
down
the
there.
time.
So
Yeah.
like
Till that
I remember
shit happened.
Kayla dragging me
Yeah.
over here a few times, and I was like, "This is a healing bar, bro." Like I said, I kind of had that. Like these are preppy kids. I don't fit in here. I'm trying to go to the back bears and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Yeah.
where all the West kids are at. You
That's
know?
why I don't go to bodega, bro.
Yeah, and so like I was like, this really wasn't my vibe. And then you know, like I started working here, and I was like, man, all these people are dope as hell. You know, I was just cooling. But then so my advice would be to find the right situation for sure. Like if we're super blessed to be right here because for one, we got the Hard Rock right here. We got the Orpheum over there, Tyson right there. We're downtown, so if people are going out on a weekend, they're probably going downtown. You know,
Yeah.
you get those like neighborhood guys that go to the Paxton. That's all the place they go. But for the majority, people go downtown. So we don't really have to fight for customers as long as and we got a super trusting staff, you know, like it's like here pretty much. I mean,
Yeah.
so literally is family, you know, Haley and Ben's pretty much family and dude lives with us pretty much too. But we don't have to worry about theft or anything like that. And then, you know, there's great accountability here and everybody's got everybody's back. So we're super fortunate, but trying to find that right situation is huge, you know, because if we were a bar off, you know, in Riverside or something, it might not be
Yeah.
the beautiful outcome that it has been because you got to do a lot more. You got to bring in your own customers. You have to hit that certain niche, whereas like this can appeal to everybody down here.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah,
but yeah,
I feel like this is a great spot.
One question I asked Kayla the same question is, what's the difference between what has been like your biggest change? Obviously, going from employee to now owner. So how's that, you know, to take that responsibility? Because I think like when you're an employee, you're just paying your bills. You know, you're not really worried about like anything
Yeah.
else. But now you're like you have this bar, you have PBR,
Yeah.
now you have outside bar.
yeah. So everything's your problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're very
That's what I'm saying.
fortunate. Like I said, with the staff we have, that a lot of the times it seems like it runs itself. You know, like there might be occasionally where this happened, we had to call the cops for this or something, but it's not what it used to be. When we first took over, it was the Wild West in here, man. Like 2016 through 2019. There were fights every weekend.
Damn.
It was lit down here because that's when we had like performance up here for CF.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of people from Louisiana,
Yeah.
LSU boys. It was crazy, man. We was every weekend, and there was no bodega at that time, so it was a lot more busy in here. It was shoulder to shoulder every weekend for a while. You know,
remember
oh, dude, it was nuts. Like I literally would come to work like, man, hopefully there's only one fight tonight. You know, and it's calmed down a lot since, and that's the biggest change is our discipline. When we first started, it was Wild West. Even behind the bar, man, we were taking way more shots than somebody should, you know, type thing. But that's what we came down into, you know, like it was the norm everywhere too, not just here, but everywhere. Every bartenders were taking shots, and it was like if you're not taking shots, then customers aren't even going to want to hang out with you. When we was like, man, we got to cut back. We'd watch Bar Rescue and John Taffer's going in on these people for doing
Yeah.
the shit we're doing. We're like, man, we got
Me
to
and Jellicoe
straighten
always
up.
watch that.
We
Yeah.
gotta chill out.
We're like, we got to straighten up. And so like, it was a grind, but we had to lead by example. And, us doing that really helped. And now, it like I said, anymore, it seems like it damn near runs itself a lot of days. We're down
yeah.
here, we do deliveries, do orders, we work most of the weekends and stuff. And, and then Haley and Ben kind of take over the weeks for us a lot.
Yeah. That's the thing too. It's like,
That's nice.
with like businesses, it's like the boss is mainly like, it's the reason why people keep coming back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like you've had basically the same staff. Like Hannah's been here, Kaylee's been here.
Yep.
Obviously Haley, Ben.
Yeah.
Security guards are still basically the same people.
Yeah.
Because Ben do security still, or is he
Yeah,
just straight?
if we have to. Ben's a utility guy, man. He'll do it all.
Yeah, because I remember he used to work at Key Club.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah,
in the
he's
day,
been
or-
around, and that's good. Dude, Ben's like, and he went to West.
Yeah.
So, I don't want this to come off wrong, but there's a certain way to deal with the people from West. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't talk to the people from West like you can somebody that they're gonna
Yeah.
take it wrong. So Ben knows how to handle a lot of that. And he also I got a mental list of people that can't come back because they just acted a fool too often or whatever they did was super bad and they ain't coming back. And so like Ben knows a lot of that too, and he helps me kind of regulate around that. So yeah, pretty dope
Hell
to
yeah.
have those guys on board.
Yeah, when you bought, so you also, obviously you bought it back in 2016, and then we got into COVID. So what was your type of mindset going into that COVID year? Obviously, because like we talked about
I was
Kayla,
like,
were you kind of excited or were you kind of like, oh shit?
no, more oh shit. I remember Trammell, Coach T, was the first one to bring it up to me, but he's always he's always on top of some this flu's coming in type thing. But I thought it was just another H1N1 in high school. Like it's overblown. It's not really gonna be that. And then it was. And then when we shut down, I was like, damn. On top of that, it was St. Patrick's Day. So we were looking forward to a busy St. Patrick's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And Cameron was like, nah, close it down. And then we were closed for 2 months. And the government did pretty good helping out with business grants and stuff like
Yeah.
that to get us by. And then it was kind of the worst part about it wasn't even being shut down. The worst part about it was when we had to reopen, but could only stay open till 10 o'clock. And then on top of that, you had to wear a mask if you got up and move around. And it was just like that in like Des Moines or in the middle of the state was probably fine. But when you're in the edge of the state and South Dakota doesn't care, they're doing whatever. You go to the Skyline, 50 people in there, no mask. The huddle in South Sioux, same thing. And then these people are trying to come over here, and you're trying to tell them to wear the mask, and they got to leave by 10. Those were like the couple of
battle.
rough months because it's like,
Yeah.
man, we were almost better off not being open, and you give us the grants really because we're like barely floating at that point.
Yeah. So obviously, when Modelo night happened, but what was your craziest bar story?
Ooh, that's one of them for sure. Modelo night. There's been some wild ones. We've had some big tussles on some New Year's, like where and that's what you're packed. There's shoulder to shoulder, and then a fight breaks out. So you're trying to. A fight broke up for one, and then you got to get everybody out through everybody and stuff like that. But I've had some crazy stuff. I remember one time this just off rip. This dude walked up to this kid for no reason and slept him, bro, on the back patio though. So it's concrete. Kid fell back, hit his head, leaking out his ears and stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the one Kayla talked about.
Okay,
Yeah,
she said the same. Man,
she's like, I thought he was dead.
oh man, it was bad, and because we had seen that before. People hit their head wrong. That's why I try to stop. That's why I go dad on these kids anymore because I'm like, bro, you just don't know. You might hit someone, they hit their head wrong, don't wake up, and now you're doing prison for a stupid ass bar fight. You know what I mean? Like, never worth it. But that was crazy because the dude hit the kid and tried mobbing off, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that because I don't know if this kid's gonna wake up. You're not getting away with it though. So I go chasing him down. My boy Larry, he was bar backing at the time. I was like, Larry, come with me. We're gonna go get this dude. He ran down the alley back this way, and somebody had called the cops. So like this cop was pulling up right when we were, and as we were walking up, we see these two dudes. They're in the back parking lot, and I was like, hey, get ready. We might have to square up. We might get physical with these cats, so just be ready. And he's like, all right. Right when we walk up, the cop pull up at the same time. So I'm like, all right, he's gonna handle this. But So these dudes start walking towards the cop, and this buddy reach in his back pocket and pull out a knife. And the cop's like, dude, you better, drew on him and everything. I was like, this dude's finna get shot. And he stopped, but I'm like, man, this dude was pulling out a knife on a cop. He would have cut us up, man, if he was finna do it on him. But that was a pretty crazy night. Cause I was
just
like,
imagine,
man,
imagine if the
if we-
cop wasn't there.
that's right. Or if we were 15 seconds faster, bro,
Yeah.
you know, I would have been you leaking. I've been leaking, bro. You know, so yeah, that was pretty crazy. There's been a lot of wild ones though. I had to remember, not too wild, again, random stuff popping up. I remember this girl had some nunchucks in here, dude. I was like,
Oh, I
what?
swear?
Yeah, I had to go up. I was like, what are you doing? She's like, well, what if because she had them out whipping them around. And then I think she had a taser in her purse too. And she's like, well, I have to protect myself. I was like, you keep it in your person. You don't need to be out in the bar. You ain't a ninja, man. What are you doing, dude?
Just looking like
I remember,
Raphael out here.
I'm pretty sure there was something. Wasn't there something with Ben that happened to Ben? That was pretty serious.
New Year's, that there was a big fight on New Year's.
Yeah.
We again, I'm not gonna name names, but yeah, it was a big tussle, and it was a group thing, and yeah, I ended up getting everybody out of here safely, but it was a rough New Year's
Yeah, I remember
for
that.
sure.
I
That was
there.
just a few years ago, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because I was there and like I was like trying to help
Yeah.
Cody like get people away
Yeah.
and like I was like back up like
Yeah, it got pretty wild that
Yeah.
night.
Or was it
Again,
inside or outside?
inside?
inside.
Oh, Lord.
And
It
there's
was like
been-
right by the like
yeah,
right at the end of the bar.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're not going anywhere at that
No.
point.
Yeah, but yeah, them 16 through 19, them years were, because it was every weekend. You know, it was just like there was probably wilder stuff that I remember one time. This was kind of funny because it wasn't too busy, but I was like, we got a break. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So I go to the bathroom. I come back. When I come back, there's tables all over. Everybody's like dispersed. I was like, what the hell happened? I just went to the bathroom.
It's like
and
that one meme. He's like,
Bro, it was like, and then so I watched the cameras back because a fight happened, and I was like, what the hell? How did I not? And literally, as I walked past the dartboard to get in the hallway, this kid walked up to these two kids, and I don't know what for, but he said, bink, bink, hit them both, and then a brawl started. I come back out, there's tables everywhere, bouncers are throwing kids out, and I was like, bro, I was gone for 30 seconds. What the hell? Yeah, so you see
Just
some wild
imagine
stuff,
seeing the
dude.
kid just walk up and he's like two dudes.
Dude, it
by
was
himself.
wild.
Bah, bah.
Dude, I was like, this kid's crazy.
but you
man.
walk, but in the video, you literally
Oh,
walk.
dude, I hit the hallway. He swung twice, and I didn't hear anything. There was music.
Cody's
and stuff.
locked into
Dude,
the
I
toilet.
went to the bathroom. I was just back there taking my time, come back, and I'm like, what the hell? It was 20, 30 seconds I was gone. Y'all just let this unfold? What the hell happened, man? This shit was wild.
Hell yeah. So obviously this is I'm gonna save this one for the second to last, okay? But so was like you guys being a Green Bay Packers, like was it a whole family thing, or how did you become a Packers fan?
So,
Because we got the Ravens,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I'm a Steelers.
Yeah, I'm
No,
just saying.
man, we'll see y'all next week. So growing up, my cousin James that I mentioned,
Okay.
him and his brothers Tyler and Josh.
Yeah.
So when I grew up in my young years, I was always with my girl cousins, Molly, Maggie, Maddie, and my sister Katie. And then it was like I hit like 8, 9 years old, and I was like, shit, I have boy cousins? I was like, bro, why ain't I hanging out with these dudes? So I lived at their house. That James's mom, Jimmy and Pam, bless them, because I remember staying at their house 4 nights in a row, and they're like, all right, you got to go back home. I go home for a night, come back another 4 nights.
Hell
I was
yeah.
living with them. But it was like some boys, so I was like, bet we was playing football and everything. But their dad, Jimmy, huge Packers fan. And so there's always like a Green Bay Packers football around or whatever. And then right around that time, Brett Favre's big in the mid 90s, and they won the Super Bowl. I remember watching the Super Bowl with my mom, and Brett Favre won the Super Bowl, won MVP. I was like, man, this dude's the man, you know? And so that's how I became a Packers fan, was basically a combination of all of that. And then, just been lifelong ever since.
How the hell you become an LSU fan? Out of all the
So,
teams, you got Iowa,
that's
Iowa State,
yeah.
Nebraska, and this man going, yo, go Tigers.
Yeah, so that I didn't really watch college football until maybe middle school-ish. And at that point in time, everybody had their teams. Everybody liked Iowa, Nebraska, Iowa State. And I was like, man, I want to pick a team, but I don't want to like what everybody else likes. So this was probably 2000. And I was like, man, I got to pick a team. So I'm watching college football, and I didn't even know who they were at the time. But I'm watching this game, and this team has yellow helmets, white jerseys, yellow pants, purple. But I'm
Yeah.
like, that's kind of Green Bay-ish. I'm going to pick this as my team. LSU. The next year they win the Natty, so I'm like, hell yeah, I picked the best team. Let's go, dude. And then
Bragging rights?
yeah, and then I'm going to West, and I met my buddy Dex Gordon, shout out Dex.
shout out Dex.
He's like, I'm an LSU fan, and then I was like, oh man, there's more of us. We're late, dude. And so
Hell
I've been
yeah.
an LSU fan ever since then.
And then you brought
Since like
Tommy on.
2000. Yeah, Thomas jumped on. Took him. That's what we did for my bachelor party. Was went down to New Orleans one night and then Baton Rouge the next. We went to a LSU football game.
Hell yeah.
It was lit, bro. I can't. Yeah, Death Valley's crazy.
Hell yeah.
It's lit.
So this was the one that's probably gonna be the killer for you. But you recently had a dog pass away.
Oh man, yeah, that was a rough one, man. I don't know if
Yeah,
y'all ever
Prince.
had that, but yeah, that was my
Yeah,
boy.
I just lost my mom off. You,
yeah, it's the worst, bro.
Sky, yeah. Rest in peace to Sky. She
Yeah.
was
I
one-
watched her a few times.
Yeah, she was
a
the
good dog.
best,
Yeah.
the best dog in the world.
Oh,
honestly.
dude, it's
The
those,
alligator
and those,
mouth.
yeah, dude,
Alligator
them
mouth.
pets, dude. So me and Caleb, so we were living at Bryant Street. We
Yeah.
We're like, I don't know if it was her or both of us, but we're like, let's get a dog. And my cousin Maddie was like, man, our landlord said we can't have a dog. And we were like, right at that time, her cousin Danny had bought a house up on Nebraska Street and was talking about moving in. We were like kind of on the fence because rent was going to be cheap wherever, but we were like, man, we really want a dog. Danny's owning this house, so we can have a dog. And
Yeah.
so we pretty much bought this dog, and then we're like, hey, Maddie, we're gonna move in with Danny because we can't have a dog. And I felt bad because right then they were like, damn, I didn't know you were that serious about getting a dog. We could have asked the landlord, y'all could have stayed here. But we had already told Danny we were moving in and
Yeah.
whatnot. So went down to Omaha and was looking at golden retrievers. She probably pushed that too because I was probably more of like a German Shepherd or a Husky. But we go look at these dogs and we get down there and there's this this fat ass little puppy laying in the shade. And I was like, look at Doughboy over here, man. I want this dude. And Kale's like, oh, maybe. And then we're looking. They're trying to, some of these dogs are already spoken for. So they're trying to divvy up who we can have and who we can't. And right then they put this dude in a box and he jumped up like this on the edge. And it just, Kayla's heart was took right there.
Yeah.
Because he looked like a cute little puppy in a box. And so I wanted Doughboy. We got Prince. And man, this is the best $500 I ever spent in my life.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, I had all the years with him, but then we ended up breeding him with her aunt's dog, and so I have his son Duke now too. But yeah, losing the dog was rough. I wouldn't change it anyway because it was. I'm real big on just traditional, man. I wanted to bury my dog in my backyard. I'm
Yeah.
not.
That's
the
what I did
urn.
with Sky.
And so, and I didn't want to have to put him to sleep if I didn't have to. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and let him suffer, but like
Yeah.
ideally, I didn't want to do that. So we knew, you could tell like him eating was starting to slow down. I had to stop. He wouldn't eat the hard food. I had to start giving him chicken. And then even that, I had to really coach him. So I knew it was coming. But his last month of life, we obviously had a real good sense that time was coming. And we did a lot of cool things that I'm really glad that we did at the end. Like brought him down here, and it was like at home he would barely move, you know. And then we brought him down here, and it's like life again, and he was moving around. And everyone's like, "Man, are you sure he's even sick?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he's just happy to see everybody." And then the day that he passed away, you could just tell it was like kind of that day almost. Like I
Yeah.
told myself, if he doesn't, or if he makes it to Monday, we're gonna have to take him in because he's not moving, he's not eating. I'm not gonna let him starve to death, you know. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to do something. So I told myself, like, if he makes it to Monday, and I didn't want to do that. And we were sitting there and got him a blanket, put him in the living room, and just kind of gathered around him. And you know, it was super sad. Obviously, you don't ever want to watch that, but I was glad that he was in the comfort of home. I was literally right in his face as he took his last breath and stuff. So I wouldn't change it any other way.
Yeah.
And then you know, I got to do the traditional. I buried him in my backyard, and it was super sad, super rough. But again, it's just one of the things where I look back and I'm like, I'm thankful for the 10 years that I did have with him.
For sure.
So yeah, it was rough, but appreciative for that dog, man. That was my boy.
Hey, we're gonna get on this one last segment, then we're gonna get to the questions, okay?
Okay.
So, obviously, in the introduction, you're a father of 3.
Yes, sir.
So you got 2 little girls and you got a baby boy.
Yes, sir.
So, what's been the difference between being a girl dad to a boy dad? Kayla's answers are hilarious.
Okay. So
Today.
me personally, the boys are a little bit easier, but just in the sense of like they're not as like I don't have to do hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like and I'm not great. Hey, you're getting a ponytail at best for
On
me,
me.
girls. Like because at first I was like, man, I might learn how to braid. I'm like, nah, I ain't even got no hair, bro. I ain't gonna do all that. So But obviously the girls are great and everything, but the boy is easy, man. He's just and he's all boy, man. He wants to do cars. He wants to play baseball. If there's a ball around, he's grabbing it. So
Yeah.
I can I do all that. I didn't play with Barbies and everything that my daughters do. So it's like I'm more familiar with what the boy does, so that might make it a little easier on me. But I love all of it either way.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So obviously this is the end of the show right here. So we're gonna get to the questions, okay?
Okay.
So with what you know about life, with what you know about life now, you somehow run into your 16-year-old self. What advice are you giving them?
Ooh, buy Bitcoin.
Ah, yeah.
Buy Bitcoin.
I mean, because at that time that's
oh,
when Bitcoin
man.
was cheap.
Funny story. When I started working here, I don't even think I was a manager yet, but I had this dude come in the bar, and he was kind of a goofy dude, like kind of talking about conspiracies and CIA and this. So I was like, man, this dude's nuts. But he was like, buy Bitcoin. And I was like, this dude's off his. I ain't even listen to this. And I bet you that was probably $100 a share back then. This was like 2015. I was like, man, that dude's probably living it up on a beach somewhere right now. But yeah, no. If I could really go back, I wouldn't change a lot, man. I don't have big regrets in my life. Like I said, I couldn't be happier with where I'm at. So I'd just say, do you maybe cut it out on the drinking? You don't need to black out every weekend when you hit 21. But
Yeah.
other than that, I think I'm just gonna let him fly.
Hell yeah. All right, with this next one, what's one thing you want your kids to learn from you?
Just the lifestyle I live now, man. The discipline and everything that I've gained and taking care of myself and whatnot. I hope they look up. That's why, obviously a big reason of what all parents do, what they do is, for their kids. So I try to live the lifestyle that I wish they would live. And
For sure.
so I hope they watch me and their mom and say that's how life is meant to be lived. And I hope they try to follow it.
Oh yeah. What's one thing you learned from your kids?
Uh,
What's one thing? Yeah. Yeah. What's one thing you learned from your kids? I'm
Ooh.
sorry.
One thing I've learned from my kids is one thing was, I don't know, man. Just I don't know if it's learned from them more than about them. Is that how different each kid is? Is like Viola, she's my oldest boss.
Mhm.
She manipulates her little brother and sister into getting her way all the time. And then Pearl is just the sweetest. She would do anything for anybody, and it's just so natural in her. And it's kind of cool to see that as a parent because, like, how different they are from one being super bossy and she's, more selfish towards herself, I would say. Whereas, like, my next child, same parents, same everything, same upbringing, and she would give her shoes off her feet for her sister if she had to, type beat. And then
Hell
my
yeah.
son's just all boy. But just watching how different they are, it's kind of cool to see.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The man you are today, you get a 1-minute conversation with your mom. What's the first thing you're going to tell her?
Ooh, thank you. Thank you for being the mom that you were. And again, she used to, like I said, you read that thing where she would kind of almost regretting. And I'm like, man, I wouldn't change anything.
Hell
Even
yeah.
though, there was definitely some imperfections and some things she done, but it just made me who I am today. So thank you for raising me the way you did and everything you did.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah. What's the worst advice you ever heard?
Worst advice I ever heard? Ooh. So kind of funny story. This guy this week ago or so was trying to kind of tell me how to grow my business.
I think Kayla was saying kind of. She
Something
kind
like
of just let it just go
Yeah,
one
so-
ear out the other.
Yeah, so he was like, I think he was kind of blowing himself up, but he said he was life manager or whatever. and
Yeah,
he was
whatever,
trying
whatever.
to give me input on, and he was telling me how to grow my business. And I just remember I seen a TikTok the next day that was like, long story short, this investment banker from America was down on a beach in Mexico and seen a Mexican fisherman, and this guy would fish. He'd fish a little bit, just enough to make enough money to feed his family, and then he'd have the day to go take naps, hang out with his wife, go drink with his boys in town. And this investment banker was like, "Well, why don't you go fishing longer, make more money, get a bigger boat, and then eventually you move to Mexico City and then to LA and New York, you grow your business and you make millions." And the guy was like, "Well, and then what?" He's like, "Well, then you can move to a small Mexican village where you can fish a little, take naps, hang out with your wife, and drink with your boys." And it's like, I don't want to, I would have to take time away from my kids to grow my business to the point to where he was saying. And I'm like, I have everything I want right now, So
Like,
it's
you're
like, I'm
good.
not going to chase those dreams that it's like, yeah, that looks great on the outside, my business growing, but it's like, what's that taken away from my kids? So it's like, just be happy with where you are instead of trying to always, it doesn't always, the grass isn't always greener over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
greener
yeah.
where you water it.
For sure. What's the best advice you ever heard?
Pretty sure Kayla stole this one, but it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
that-
She
that
stole
was that
it. She
Yeah.
ripped that right
So
out
I
of your
knew-
pocket.
I knew she was gonna do that. So my other one would be that everything is your fault. And what I mean by that is like if you're on your way to work and a train stops you and you're late because of that train, you can blame the train, but ultimately if you would have left 10 minutes earlier than that, you would have probably missed that train and made it to work on time. So it's like, stop blaming other things around you and just accept responsibility for everything. And if you do that, I think you'll do more positive things.
Yeah, you had
I
a
say-
post too. Oh, sorry, but just to follow up, Cody, you do have a post back in July 25th. It says, "Do what's right, not what's easy."
Love it. And that's we did that 90 hard. That was
Yeah.
I couldn't say enough about it because it just changes your lifestyle and really opens your eyes. But there's days where I didn't sleep good. The kids woke me up, and it's like it'd be real easy to get up and take the kids to school. And I'm fortunate enough the bar don't open 3. I could go home and go back to bed. And it's like, but even though I'm tired, it's like I'm gonna go to the gym because that's what's right. It's not the easy thing to do, but it's right. And it's like
yeah.
if you do enough things that are right consecutively, you're gonna grow.
For
So
sure.
you gotta do what's right, not what's easy.
Hell yeah.
I always say, like, for the work aspect,
Yeah.
you're saying if you're not early, you're late.
Yeah.
That's
that's
how I
that,
live.
Drumline.
Yeah.
You're on time if you're 5 minutes early. You're late if you're on time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I always you share a lot of TikToks that I got like in my TikToks I have bookmarks and then hearts. I heart all my homie stuff, whatever. But my bookmarks is just straight motivation. And
Yeah.
I see you repost a lot of the same stuff I post, and that's where I get all that stuff from. Is like
yeah.
everything's your fault or do what's right.
That's
not
what
what's
I
easy.
send him a bunch.
Yeah, because there's days where you don't feel like doing it, and
You just need a little kick.
yeah, that's what I mean. Just let me hear something. Sometimes it's a song. Sometimes I'm not on there, but sometimes it's David Goggins
Yeah.
telling me not to be a bitch, or sometimes it's a scene from I'm big on war movies. It's like a
Yeah.
war movie that kind of inspires me.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I listen to that stuff like when I drive home. Like
Yeah.
after these pods, I'll listen to a whole David Goggins
Oh, dude,
like,
I love that
thing.
stuff.
like
yeah,
motivation, like different videos. I'll just
Yeah.
listen to him talk the whole way home.
yeah. I'll even listen to like he's been Joe Rogan a couple times. I'll rewatch his podcast sometimes because
Oh, yeah.
it's inspiring, man.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
like, fuck, I got to get after it if this dude's on that.
Yeah, facts.
All right, we're gonna kill it on this one, okay? So obviously we're in Pearls, but I want you to take Quincy out of this, and I want you to take me out of this, and now it's just you and this camera.
Okay.
Okay, if today was your last day, what would be your last message to everyone?
Last message to everyone, man. Live every day like it's your last day. Like imagine you were on your deathbed and you'll never. This is a TikTok I'm stealing this from, but imagine you'll never see another sunset. You'll never dance with your wife. You'll never see your kids. Everything all that's behind you. It's 50 years from now. You're on your deathbed. And the room fills with light. You think you're about to go, and then you wake up and you're back in your body today. And just think about how you would live your life right there. You wouldn't be mad about your kids irritated you or whatever, or your wife kind of annoyed you. You would just forget all that and be thankful to have all that back again. So just live every day like that, man, and try to be positive and all that, man.
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
I like
Sir,
it. Anything else?
I got nothing, man. That was fun though, dude. I'm down
No,
with
I'm
this.
good.
No?
But I mean,
Yeah.
That's the end of the show right there.
that's. But hey, I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah.
Big shout out to PBR Pearls, the bar here. Shout out to Cody. Shout out to Kayla. You guys are awesome. That's why you guys were one of the big people we wanted to interview. We have more in the works, with you guys.
Yes, sir.
We'd love to work with you guys as much as we can.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this Halloween gig, man. I think it's gonna be funny, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate y'all taking the time and doing the setup down here, man.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. And more to come.
Absolutely.
But I just want to give you guys a shout out and just, if you guys do go out and like to have casual drinks, this is a great bar to go to. You got friendly environment around here, good people to be around, and they serve great drinks. So come down, enjoy a drink, chat with the bartenders, get to know Cody and Kayla because they're amazing people.
415 Pearl Street.
415 Pearl Street, man. Come play on Pearl.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Anything else?
Nope. That's everything.
Anything else?
Nothing, man. Appreciate y'all.
As always.
Take us away, Zay.
Tell me that you love
Oh,
me,
yeah.
baby.